It's the best of Jim Norton, and Sam Roberts.
Welcome, Anya.
Hi, you guys.
How are you?
You guys look great.
You look
feel
great.
fat, but thank you.
I miss you. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Thanks
I'm
for
a big fan.
Thanks for being
I didn't
here.
shave. I'm sorry.
I like it. I'm into it.
It looks rugged and old manish.
Yeah, I like that too.
I mean,
I just
it's
dated
probably-
an older gentleman. It was I don't like younger, but I
How old was
dated
he?
much older.
How old?
60.
Wow.
Really?
But he was like a young 60. Like I've
right.
told a few people about him, and they're like, he's 60. Like they've known who he is.
I thought he was like 57.
Yeah,
60.
No, he seems like 50.
You still dating him?
No, it ended after 2 months. It really took me by surprise.
Why did it end? Did it prostate issues?
He's dead now.
Maybe.
Did you knock his charm bracelet over? What happened? I dropped my change in his bedpan. No, what? How come? What happened with you and the old fella?
Is it sexy when he's on top of you and there's like a life alert hanging hanging down over him?
Have you ever dated somebody where it's so, the pros outweigh the cons? So
They're all
much?
pros.
But they outweigh the cons so much that you're like, I could settle. And,
Yeah.
And you catch yourself settling.
Right, and you don't realize the cons are like the cons. Like these are the things that I always say never, never.
Yes.
But there's so many great pros. It isn't that big of a deal.
He's fun. He's rich. He's got ambition. He makes cool stuff. He's creative. He's got a cute look, got a cute style.
And he's 60, so he's not going to be that difficult to keep track of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Would you call him daddy?
Never a god.
Oh, you don't like that?
No, I mean,
Not when they
if it
could
was
be
a
your
younger,
daddy.
If it was a younger guy, yes, exactly.
Or did you call him Pop Pop?
He put me on his knee.
Yeah. So what was it? Was it just that the
First time you had.
cons-
See, I got.
did the cons just start to catch up and you went, oh no, now it's been 2 months. The pros are starting to lose their luster, and the cons are starting to shine through.
What was a con?
There was one main con, which was okay. So I've never dated a Jewish guy, and I think this is equality.
Oh, the whole thing with Christ. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Russian Jew, I think, because my mom is. It's all through the matrilineal line, right? But
Supposed
we
to
don't
be, yeah.
practice. But
Right.
anyway, I felt this kinship with him. He's Jewish. Anyway, we'd be making out, and he'd do this very Woody Allen-y thing where, like, mid make out, he'd just be like, "Okay, hold on, I feel like this is going too fast." And I was like, okay.
Ew. Were you kissing?
Yeah, like if it was getting into,
Did it ever take you out of the moment?
you think?
Wait, how many? Wait a minute. You had sex with him, right?
Yes, eventually we did. And then he would continue doing this thing where he would stop and be like, I'm super into you. I'm falling in love with you. And, I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, but, I'm still very ambivalent about how serious this should be. And I was like,
Nah, that's weird. What was it anything weird that got him off? Like, could he only get an erection if you fished into his pocket and pulled out like a piece of candy?
I'll tell you what, I was looking for stuff like that because we were having some issues.
Couldn't keep a rod, huh?
Yeah. And I was like,
During intercourse.
yeah. And the thing that started making me angry was he wouldn't acknowledge it.
Oh no, what did he do?
Just wouldn't acknowledge it.
He would just keep pumping away while it was
Yeah,
soft.
yeah.
That's like where the head stays
No,
in,
it was so
and the
sick.
shaft accordions
Yeah.
against the outside of the vagina.
I'm like, you realize
Jim, you seem pretty well versed.
nothing's
Oh, please.
happening here. There's no penetration happening. Or just like, I would love it if he just had said like, hey, I realize like something, It's,
Well, so
but
what do
just-
you do? Try to
What do
make
you
eye
do?
contact and like with eyes that I know that.
I just do a big eye roll.
So you have to acknowledge it. Like, it's happened to me. So when I look down, I'll be like, for Pete's sake, the little fella's taking a break.
Yes, I appreciate that. It's like we're all human. We have
Right.
our on days and our off days. It's like it's just like if you went down on a woman and she's like on her second day of her cycle, you'd be annoyed. Like, oh, you could have told me.
Give me the heads up on
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. I'd say that to her as I was putting her clothes back on and showing her the front door.
That's how I felt. I was just kind of like, literally, you're not.
So wait, he would
hard at
try
all.
to stick it in, and then it wouldn't go in. Was he just keep rubbing the head?
or we'd be fooling around, and like it would just be not
could-
active.
Clearly, did he ever justify it?
No.
Did you turn
boy.
him on? Like, was it that maybe he liked you, but he has that whole lust and love thing?
I did say, like, are you into this? And he was like, yes, I'm so into you. And I was like, okay, because, and I was like, what are you into porn-wise? And he's like, I don't know you well enough to to tell you that.
Okay, so
there's ew! I don't know you. I would have
was
fucking
2
told you
months
before you
in.
came over.
Yes.
Here's what I'm thinking, and this happens, I think, sometimes. Like, you date somebody who's older, right? And then you go, yeah, but they act young.
Yes.
And you don't realize that means they're immature and stunted.
Exactly.
And you get to this place where you're like, this person couldn't hang out with other people his age because they'd be like, what? He's like developmentally disabled. What's wrong with this person?
I should have talked to you.
Well, you had
before.
sex
I
with
would
him,
have
right?
told you.
Yes.
So what was there anything talking dirty? Like what finally got his dick hard?
I finally, this one night, I was like, come on, you gotta watch porn. He's like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, you don't know me well enough. We know everything. We've been like FaceTiming 3 hours a day. We talk all the time. We know each other pretty well. And also, I don't judge that like at all. Everybody watches porn.
Like, I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm like, no judgment zone. Go for it. And he's like, and then he finally told me a little thing. It was nothing big. And then I sort of started role playing and bing.
Hold on, the fetish.
Oh, boy.
And then I was
what
like,
was the fetish? I don't know the guy. We don't
it
know.
was really, it was nothing exciting. It was just like, I can't even honestly remember, like submissive or something.
He's a submissive?
No, like he liked that.
To be submissive or for you to be
For
submissive?
me, I guess. And
Oh,
I was like,
all right. Yeah, he's
okay, great. Let's
But
do
he's
that.
very insecure about it.
Yeah, like very judgmental. And then, but it was great, sort of. That night there was still technical.
Did he put a
difficulties.
rope around your bosoms? A lot of guys like to tie up tits.
What?
You went
Yeah.
many levels.
They tie up tits.
I all of a sudden was like, do I have that kind of equipment? Can I?
Well, how would you feel if you were like, just tell me what you're into? He's like, okay, sometimes I do like a little submission. You're like, okay. And he's like, I like to tie up the titties. Wait.
I like to tie a girl up.
I like
and have
knots.
a little, like you're a naughty girl and I'm your teacher. Okay.
Okay.
And then I like to hold your mouth open with a speculum and shit in it.
Wow.
It got weird.
Yeah. Dennis Rader?
I can't recover from
Okay,
that.
so he still couldn't get a rod.
He lost it.
Yeah, and then I started thinking maybe it is an age thing.
Does he take Cialis or Viagra? What the fuck?
I was about to suggest that, but then we broke up because of the ambivalence thing. And every date he would be more into me than any guy I've ever dated on the outside, on paper, like out in public, all over me, almost too all over me. Like he would lean over and like do this like deep tongue. Then I was like, easy, like we're in a bistro in the West Village.
How could you want to shove your tongue down my throat here if you
Yes.
can't even maintain an erection?
It was
This
very
can't be true.
confusing. It was confusing. I think he was a little bit of a nerd and was like, didn't realize what he was doing. Like I kind of had to teach him a little.
Sure.
And then
He's a late bloomer. He just kind of started like noticing girls at 54.
I don't know, man. I just think some people are kind of nerds.
Does he have kids? Ever married?
No, married, yes, no kids.
Probably gay.
You think he's gay?
Maybe, yeah.
He told me that a girlfriend had asked him if he was gay.
Oh boy.
But
oh
I
boy.
don't. I was
Okay.
like, he's a little femme, but like I don't think he's
Okay.
gay.
That's probably the porn he watches that he couldn't. So he could have. What would sound like a real guy thing to say to a girl? I like dominant.
I think he's really repressed about his desires and
Because it's dudes.
maybe he does like. I think he liked a different type of girl. He was always talking about this one girl that was his friend who was like an addict, and I'm like, oh, you need to rescue somebody. He was always like, I love her. She's got a lot of problems, and I want to give her money, and she's one of my best friends. I'm like, you're in love with her.
Maybe he's a pay pig.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Maybe he gets off on just helping people and giving them money. And yeah, we had a dominatrix in here once that said she had a client that all he did, they never even had sex. All he did was give her money. Like if it were raining outside, she would make him drive to an ATM, get out of the car in the rain, run across the street, take the max out of his account and just hand it to her. And that would be it. That's what got him off.
That was his
Such a
kink.
strange thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
really
get that.
weird.
It's power, and it's
And she's
forbidden.
disinterested in you and ignores you.
Yeah. I think that is what I think that might have been his thing. I don't know. Whatever it was, we didn't work out, and I wish I would have listened to
How'd
my
you end
body.
it?
How'd I end it? We just every date started to get weird, and he stopped having sex with me, and I was like, What's going on?
How does that stop when it like? I don't
Never
even feel
started.
like. Yeah, it's 2 months. How
it
could
was
it?
only 2 months, and I was like, we've only had sex like 5 times in 2 months, and then it's petering. Oh, I know what it was. We had this Sunday afternoon. He's a very busy guy, works like every day, like you guys, kind of a workaholic, but he's into his job, and I was into his stuff. And then
What type of thing does he do?
I
He likes to.
can't say,
He
but
likes
I'll
to.
tell you after.
He likes to put a shoelace through a keyhole.
So he finally has a day off. He gets in to LaGuardia. He's like, I want to see you right away for lunch. We go to lunch, and I say, I got to meet Nikki Glazer for dinner at like 7. So we have from 2 to 7 to hang. He's like, great. At 4:30, we're walking around West Elm or something, looking at furniture stuff. Yeah, and I go, I wish you could like make out with me on this couch. And he goes, I'll make out with you at my house. And I go, great. So we go back to his house. He throws me on the bed. We make out, and it's getting to the point where it's getting very heated.
Oh yeah.
To the point where you're like, oh, we're definitely gonna have sex.
Right.
It's past the point of makeout.
Right. And we got no place to be.
Yeah, and and I'm like, I'm 99% sure we're going to have sex. And then he goes, okay, you better go. I gotta go to work. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I was like, I thought for sure he was joking. And I finally understand blue balls now. It wasn't that I like needed to get off. I felt like duped or something. Like,
Right.
you're fucking with me.
He wasn't fucking with you.
He wasn't though. Yeah.
No. He wants to fuck you. Like he wants to want that,
Yeah.
and he convinces himself, okay. And then he gets into his head and he knows his dick isn't going to work because it's not what he really
Right.
wants. But it's nothing personal against you. You're beautiful and he really likes you. But it's just he can't get that desire up. But it's something to do with probably a person. It's probably either he wants something that you don't have, which might be a dick.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
a kink that you can't provide or to rescue.
You nailed it.
Like you said.
There's something like I think I needed. You're right. The rescuing thing, or I need a penis. So let's figure that one out. How do
Yeah,
we
I
get
Kiss
in?
you and be like, yeah, this is great. And then go, all right, I'm done. I've done it.
I hope for his sake that he finds some dude that needs rescuing, and then he can just be buddies with you like he wants to be.
Yeah,
like I'm
I
sure he
think
really likes you as a person.
We were great buddies, and I
Right.
think we will be again. And I remember when I was crying over the breakup because our final conversation was I cooked him dinner, and then I accidentally burnt the salmon. I made some miso glazed salmon. It burned in the broiler, and he was like, "It looks delicious." I'm like, "It looks like shit. Come on, it's like black." And he goes, "No, it's great." And we ate it, and we had this nice night, and then we crawled into my bed, and he promptly went to sleep. And I was like, "Come on, are we really?" You're not going to, again, like Sunday, that was Sunday that he sent me home because he had to work. And then Monday I cooked him dinner and he was like, I just don't want to, I'm not emotionally there yet with you. And I'm like, you just
not about
said
emotions.
you loved me
No.
last night. And come on. And I'm like, it's not like I need, he's like, you're really making this about the sex. I'm like, it's not. It's that there's some intimacy thing.
Did he have
with
a
us.
small dick?
Anyway, so
Yes, he's playing insecure. He's a little tiny dick. You know what I mean?
I just want
Yeah.
to stress that if he is listening, I've really enjoyed his presence.
He's a wonderful man.
wonderful person.
Yeah, but he had a
Really
little
was.
dick and it didn't work as well. And he's insecure about it. He has some weird, yeah,
Plus,
sometimes,
you might want to put it someplace else.
sometimes
Yeah.
you like
Yeah.
somebody as a man. Sometimes you like a beautiful woman, but you don't want to fuck her. And it's nothing to do with her. It's just, something is off and you feel weird about that as a guy. And you try to force yourself to want it.
It's possible to
I
just
felt the
have
same
that
way.
like infatuation and then realize like, oh, this is like a personality thing. This isn't
Yeah.
physical.
Yeah, this is a crush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we our minds meld, but our bodies are like, like I remember I wish I could tell you guys this off the air, but
Go ahead.
Yeah,
We're
what
talking
happened?
just
now.
my
Yeah.
body. Has your body ever just like physically recoiled?
Yes, every time I walk by a mirror.
It just wasn't working as
It
much as I
recoiled.
was.
But your
You're
body
saying.
recoiled?
I
Why?
just couldn't.
Why did it recoil?
I like couldn't.
There's a gag.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit of a.
What were you doing when it happened?
You were
You're going down on him. She
were-
didn't like the way his balls smelled.
She was disgusted.
Was that it?
A great person, a really good.
Sure. So what happened? What made you recoil?
Chemically.
It was totally involuntary, and I actually enjoy giving blowjobs when I love someone, and I felt like I was falling for this person, and then
and he knew. He was like, there's no way you could be gagging on that. So he
Not
must
at
be
all.
recoiling.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it got like it it worked eventually.
So
but-
wait, you were going down on it. There's probably way too much hair for 2020, and salt and pepper colored.
He's old school.
Yeah, he's an old school guy. He's like blowing somebody in an Edsel,
My
fucking
point-
1954. So wait, what happened? What made you
Just that-
recoil? Was it a
just that-
smell?
I don't even know. I think it was, maybe. There in the moment, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I gagging? There's no.
It was your body telling your brain you're not in the right space, right? You
Yeah.
shouldn't be here.
Was it when your nose touched his balls?
No, that's the weirdest thing is that it wasn't even like I can't put my finger on it. I think maybe it's pheromones or something
Yeah.
I can't quite name. Maybe
So
it was
you-
the taste.
Oh, was it sweaty? It was a long day at the office.
No, like the actual matter that comes out.
Oh, after he. He
You're such
actually
a classy
finished.
lady.
Yeah. Okay. After,
I'm really trying to be dignified.
No,
Yes.
you are.
After
the
he,
matter.
I
Yeah.
do think
we
he
call
has
it
a
man
serious
matter on the show.
subscription.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to hear that.
Right.
but-
When
Oh,
is-
so the cum didn't taste. It tasted. It was like
Jim.
a little curdled.
When his Man Matter was released,
Man
we'll say
Matter,
that. We'll keep
okay.
it classy. When his Man
But
Matter
you know
was
when
released.
you love somebody, like really love them, it doesn't matter. You're just like, yeah,
But this mattered.
yeah.
But there
Yeah.
wasn't the lust. That's
and
all.
I thought that I loved him, like intellectually. And when we broke up the final day, I was like, look, I'm into this. You seem to be super into me. I've never had anyone court me like this, like whining me and dining me. And you tell me you love me and you're my boyfriend. And you've introduced me to all of your friends, like stuff other guys I've dated have never done. And yet, every other date, you say you're ambivalent or you don't want to sleep with me. So look, I'm in.
Right.
And he kept saying, like, I feel like we have to have the rest of our lives figured out. I'm like, I don't know if I'll be with you next month, but I'm into it today.
And no man thinks that way when it comes to sex. No man thinks, well, we're not close enough. Bullshit.
He's
yeah,
60.
what was that then?
How
So,
much time does he have to
Exactly.
figure
You
out?
have
He's
to
got to
figure
figure
out
out
the
the
next month?
Yeah.
I think because I said, I don't sleep with guys that aren't my boyfriend. I said that in like week 4.
Mhm.
And he was like, okay. And that kind of freaked him out. He's like, so then we can't sleep together unless, I really know for sure. This guy had just gotten out of a very long marriage. So I think he was thinking marriage.
And you're younger?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he was like, you're too young for what I was looking for. I'm like, thank you. That's the first.
Yeah, that's probably what it is too. Like she's younger and hot and intimidating, and like to him he's probably like, oh, I'm not gonna fuck her right, like and all that, and then he's kind of self-fulfilling.
Yeah, and then he did not.
Yeah. No, he did a very
He
poor
was
job.
correct.
And then he was
correct.
out of nowhere. He goes, well, I'm just not ready for a relationship then. And I was like, all right.
Wait, so
well.
he ended up breaking up with you?
Well, I said, look, I'm in, and you keep being ambivalent and saying you want more time, but like, we're not working.
so
Like,
you let him to the water and he drank.
yes.
When was this?
That was, I would say, like 3 months ago.
Oh, you haven't talked to him since?
Maybe 2 months ago we broke up. Yeah. We met once, and that was great.
Where did you
All
meet
my
him?
friends, all my girlfriends, like, you should not meet him. What are you doing? I reached out to him because I was like, maybe I was too pushy, and I like pushed him too much because I was like, I just kept thinking about how our last conversation, he said, just give me a few more weeks. I'm just emotionally all
Sure.
in my head. And then I thought, I'll just reach out to him and say, look, if you really needed more time, I enjoyed you. I loved what we had. And if you want more time to date me, I'll be patient. You don't have to be we don't have to like make this a big commitment,
Right.
And then he goes, let's meet. We met. And do you ever have that perspective where you see somebody and you're like, that's who I loved?
Yep.
And I was just like,
Yeah.
I saw him from afar and I was like, ooh.
I've been in
You didn't
relation.
feel the same.
Didn't feel the same. He wore these shoes that I told him on one date. I was like, I love your style. I hate those shoes though.
What was wrong with them?
They were like women's running shoes, like
Oh,
mesh.
no.
They were.
You didn't like his track mesh shoes?
He's like 60. He's
I
probably
like
thought
mesh
they were.
shoes on a guy,
He
but
probably
not,
thought they were cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
he uses them to run away from sex.
but he wore them. And I remember on that date where I was like, hate those shoes, but
That was
love
his
everything
rebellion.
else.
Yeah.
We were joking around, and he goes, "You'll never see these shoes again." And I go, "Really?" And he goes, "Nah, never again." And he didn't mind that I brought that up. But on this date, or when
This
we
meeting.
reunited, he wore the shoes, and I was like, "Ooh, this is not good."
That was
Yeah.
his way of saying, "Hey, I control what's on my feet
Yes.
now. I have the power back."
But your feeling changed. So you didn't start getting jealous?
Of
I just thinking like you'd be out on a Friday and go like right now he's probably trying to mush his penis into some other woman.
I did have moments like that the first 2 weeks. I cried so much.
Really?
And then, yeah, it was very odd because he was, I don't know if I wouldn't say sociopathic. He's very charming and it's part of his job to be super interested in people. He's like you guys. Like,
He's
you
Bill
guys are
Clinton,
good at
isn't he?
drawing people out.
It was Clinton.
Yeah.
I love you.
But so I was charmed
Although, according
by
to
him.
the Epstein reports, Bill Clinton may not have such a problem with younger women.
No.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
No, it's not an issue.
Do you know what it is? I'm sure he's a good egg, but we've all done it. Every man has done it where you're just, you don't want the sex with a person as much as you think you're supposed to, and you try to force it. That's all it is. And it's
I
nothing
know, and
personal.
I wish it wasn't. It wasn't.
It is weird when you have that moment, though, that the feelings have just completely changed, and you don't realize it until, like, you see the person, you're like, I don't have any feelings for you at all. I don't know how this happened.
It's weird. I remember his eyes looked like black, like he hated me. There was this weird thing, like he was just like, oh, because every time we showed up on a date, he'd be like, hi, I'm so excited to see you. He'd like spin me around. He'd be like thrilled to be with me, touching me all the time. I was just like, this is crazy. I usually date these aloof, kind of like sullen musician guys that are like, it's all about me and my career. Yeah. This guy was just like, I can't believe I'm with you. You're like this cute blonde girl, and which kind of bothered me. That he was just like, you're like this heteronormative blonde girl. I can't believe I'm with you. And I'm like, first of all, that's nice, but like, I'm not. I'm like the quirky blonde girl. He's like, no, You're the leading lady. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm
Make
weird.
you feel kind of basic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, our last meeting, I remember he goes, so I wanted to talk to you about your email. You said if I needed more time, you would give it to me, and I don't actually want to date you. I'm like, okay. So glad we met.
Yeah, I don't either. I thought that we knew that's why we weren't hanging out.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to tell me I was too hard on myself.
He probably thought you were just away pining for him somewhere.
Did he say why?
I said why, and leading up to this, my therapist is like, this guy has no answers for anything. His answer to everything is, I don't know. He never gives you a straight answer. So I asked him, what helped you arrive at that decision that you don't want to date me anymore? And he goes, oh, this is going to be so sad to say to someone you date, but since you asked, I'll tell you, I just want something else. And I go, that's not an answer. That's like so vague. Again,
It does nothing.
I'm like,
Yeah, he was trying to force himself to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And your dick basically your dick tells the truth.
yes.
Like your dick says, no, don't take out your emotional problems on me. Fucking be honest with what you want. That's all it is.
It's true, and so does your puss.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does, right? Sometimes that little fella dries up.
It's so true. We have to listen to our bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in relationships before where they've been like 3-month relationships, and I'll just wake up one morning and we'll be like totally in love.
And you'll be like,
I like dicks.
That's not true. That's not.
oh, okay.
That's not
And
true.
you don't even need that soundbite, quite frankly. There's no application for it. But I just wake up and I'm like, I don't feel anything for you anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's
Tough
just
way
like
to run a marriage.
that's not, I wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, not. But it's just like
What do you ascribe that to? Or what do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I feel like I come out of a fog where it's like that sort of new honeymoon, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so much fun and you're so great and blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of come out of it and you realize like it was almost a mania and you
Yeah.
don't have much in common. And this person is actually kind of annoying. And I there's nothing about you. I don't dislike you, but there's just nothing.
It's like what's left, and I keep using the word, what's left to get the dopamine going? Like when you're trying to court somebody or get something, there's always something to get the next high.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's always this thing. We'll do this for the first time. We'll do that for the first time. And then once you've done those things, and it's just, okay, now it's here, you realize, there's nothing. It was all about just getting that next drug drip.
Right.
And it's
And
fucking,
it
there's
always
nothing
it always starts with the like, oh my God, I think this is actually going to happen. I can't believe this is happening. I never would have thought that me and you, oh, this is so fun. Let's go do this. Let's go do that.
Yes.
And then one day it just dries up and you go, yeah, I don't want to do normal stuff with
Yeah.
you. Like, I
Right.
don't want to just live life and hang out with you.
They say if you can make it, it's interesting you said 3 months because I just read this book and she was saying, the first 3 months are the honeymoon phase and then the next 3 are the negotiation phase where it's like, all right, do we want to do this? How are we going to do our time? Like, how much time are we going to spend together? How much play time are we going to have together? Like all the sort of mundane shit.
Oh, when you're figuring out what life is going to look like.
Yeah, like reality. And she says like you have to have sexual chemistry. You have to have compatibility and you have to have great communication. And I think with this guy, we had incredible communication, a lot of compatibility, and no chemistry.
Very little chemistry.
The physical chemistry. I've had a woman's vagina not be wet. And
I can believe that.
Yeah, sure.
Believe it or not, that's not a stretch for me to get there.
And my technique of making it happen didn't always work, unfortunately.
What was the technique?
I was just kind of like, I would pat it like this and go like, and I would say, well, this joker needs a little moisten.
I like how
you would mic check it.
I like how the vagina in your examples is always male. This joker. Earlier you said this fella.
I did say this fella. You're right.
It's ironic
It's
because
kind of cool. Like my clit is a fella.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're right. I did use male terminology, which is very telling.
Penis. Yeah, it is a tiny penis.
Not on the girls I like.
I know. I've read your books.
So you're doing okay though.
Finally, just thank God, man. I don't know. I think there's something about pheromones. They stay in your system for a while. The oxytocin in women is so much higher than in men once you have sex. And then it does peter out after a couple months. I think right around the 8-week mark, I was like, I'm fine.
So for those that don't know, Anya's a singer-songwriter.
Yes,
By the way, I respect this guy for going there and telling you in person, yeah, I just don't want it. I want something else. I respect that.
Yeah, I like it too. And then
he wore his shoes to let you know this is for real.
Yeah, but there's still something really off. Like he's trying to be a person. Like it's still, the whole thing is like he's creating
You're really hitting
this
the nail
image of what a person is. Like he's not doing it because he cares or he feels a certain way. He's doing it because that's what a person should do.
Yes,
that's why when you try to go any further, there's nothing.
There was something robotic about him, and when I've spoken to a couple friends of mine who have an autistic daughter, they were like, he sounds like he's on the spectrum a little, because we had a few moments where we'd be on a date and then out of nowhere he'd do something so socially inappropriate.
Like what?
And he wouldn't know it. Well, first of all, God, remind me to tell you this other thing off the air. I want to tell you. He would sit, like I was sitting at dinner and I said, it's so fun to wear high heels with you, because I dated somebody for like 6 years that hated high heels. He thought it looked slutty, and so I never wore high heels, and he liked me dressing in like Converse and like with pigtails, like
okay,
a little on the little girl spectrum. And this guy goes, he didn't like high heels, and I go, yeah, I mean, it's just his preference, I get it, people have a preference. And then my boyfriend said, yeah, I mean, I've hated a bunch of shit you've worn, but you're always really pretty. And I was like, okay, like what? And it was like so out of left field.
Yeah, that's not that cool.
And he didn't laugh. Like he didn't think it was funny. Like if he would have laughed, I might have laughed. But he was just like, yeah. And I go, like what? And he goes, I don't know. I couldn't think of a thing. And I go, well, you can't just say you hate some of my outfits, because I dress up for you. You realize I'm like spending a lot of time to look nice for you. So give me an example of a shirt or whatever that you don't like. I won't wear it again. And he goes, I couldn't think of one. And I'm like, I just don't believe
just that he thought in that story.
What you had on that night, by the way, is what he hated.
You think so?
Oh.
He didn't want to say it. What you're wearing right now.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I mean, just that he thought that the point of that story was not that it's weird that he hated high heels, but that he would say that he hated high heels, even though that he did. It's just so weird, backwards logic.
I did.
That's
is that
where the
what
brain
he went?
would go.
I didn't even know. I thought he was just like, oh, weird. I like high heels, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And then he did another weird thing. We were kissing, and we had gone to dinner at this Mexican food place, and we came home, and we're kissing in the doorway. Again, he was slightly robotic, like you said, trying to act like a human. Like he seemed like he was trying to make out how they're supposed to make out.
Yeah,
right.
And I remember telling my friends, like, there's something not quite soulful about him. Like he doesn't kiss me in a soulful way. He like really, our first kiss was ramming his tongue down my throat, and I was like, whoa. Yeah. So he's kissing me, and then he goes, hey, like we're just like really making out, and he pulls back and he goes, hey, you should brush your teeth or something.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Fuck yeah!
This is like a fourth date.
You
so
should
like,
brush your teeth or something.
by the way, his breath was not a 10 out of 10 many times. I never would have said that. You just tolerate, not everybody has like minty fresh breath all the fucking time.
I think he might have been gay and on the spectrum.
So then I go in the bathroom and I walk in the bath. I'm like, I'll be right back. I walk in the bathroom. I look at myself in the mirror and I just go, what the fuck was that? I was so shocked. And then I brush my teeth and I'm just like, I can't figure out if I'm ashamed of my breath or freaked out that I'm dating this strange person that just says shit.
Anya, I think you might have. I think you might have dated an old gay sociopath with Asperger's. It's very possible.
So you know this.
In the middle of kissing,
time I date
you should.
In the middle of kissing, he just said, "You should brush your teeth or something."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is
and
so.
Didn't laugh. Like, didn't think it was odd. Also, he is the caricature of. Like, if you look in the dictionary for the word quirky, there's a picture of him. Like, he is quirky. It's like I dated Woody Allen, basically.
But like Woody Allen is clearly on the autism spectrum.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know. Is he Woody? I don't know. He might be. But he never struck me as that. He's just a genius and a weird comic genius. But he never struck me as autistic. Like he has social grace. And
he knows when he's being inappropriate.
In a way, yeah.
We also went to a play. We went to see this play, and the lead actress's husband was, I don't know, 10 seats away. Mm-hmm. And this guy that I was dating got like nice seats every time for everything. So we'd be in the second row around all these Broadway producers, and it's intermission, and he stands up and to everybody goes, "She's terrible, right? She's horrible." He goes, "She's so wooden."
I love this guy.
And I'm laughing. I'm dying. I'm like, "Oh my God, you can't say this. There's our husband is right there." And he has absolutely zero idea that he's being inappropriate.
That's a bit Asperger, yeah.
So I thought it was cute the whole time. I'm like, he's so funny. He's like really ballsy. He wasn't being ballsy. He was just like, no, she's bad.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
That's Asperger. Yeah.
If Jess ever gets hit by a bus, I'm going to find a good woman on the autism spectrum just to have moments like that.
It was amazing. I had so many fun stories. Oh, one more. Can I tell one more?
Please.
This is such a good therapy session for me. Also, if he's listening again, please change the channel. I was at his apartment, a tiny one bedroom. I think he's a multimillionaire. He lives in a teeny tiny, sort of dusty and dark one bedroom apartment. And
he just keeps all his money?
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, my apartment's nicer, and I'm
You're not a multimillionaire?
Singer songwriter. So we'd be making out on the couch, and he'd go,
Jim, you dropped your beverage.
Jim's losing it.
Oh, I'm so sad that there was a top on that bottle. Jim, just yesterday he dropped an entire cup of cold brew on the ground. So it's one of our favorite things to watch old man Jim fumble with this thing.
Well, there was a great Photoshop somebody did of Chip in the fucking painting. God damn, that was good.
Amazing.
Well done. Oh, yes, what were you saying?
Yeah.
So we'd be making out on the couch, and he'd be like, "Hey, I'll be right back." And he'd walk to the bathroom, and it's dead quiet in his apartment, wooden floors. And he'd walk in the bathroom, close the door.
Oh my
God. You'd hear him shitting? Farting or shitting?
Just farts. And I was like, this cannot be. I'm for sure being punked. For sure. I'm not even exaggerating.
Wouldn't he turn the water on? The way to do it, and we've all had it as a man, is you turn the water on high and you fucking put your asshole over a towel. How many times have you had to fart into a towel?
Or you spread your hole open so the air can just kind of creep out.
Yeah, nothing's flapping.
That's a good technique.
He would just stand there and fart and think you couldn't hear him.
And he was 8 feet away.
I love him.
And then he walked back in the room, and I look at him like, okay, he's gonna tell me it's a joke, right? And he just like, hey, and just get right back on the couch. And I was like, this is fucking insane. Like, for sure I'm being punked.
Anya, I think you need to find this guy and see if maybe you can make it work out after all.
He's the best.
I think he should be in your life.
We love this guy.
Yeah. If anything, he's
not perfect, but he's a hero to us.
He is. He is just a limp dick weirdo.
At one point, I thought I'm imagining things because I went into the bathroom, and then I hit a floorboard as I walked in, and the floorboard went, "Argh!" And I go, oh, that kind of sounds like his fart. I think he's just been stepping on floorboards a lot.
Right.
And then he came to my house for dinner that night, and I'll be right back.
Did he
Went
go to the fart
bathroom
room
and
again?
just
He saves all his farts and he goes into the bathroom.
it's so weird. I kept thinking he's holding in all these farts because he wasn't shitting. I went to the bathroom right after him and there was no shit smell.
And the toilet paper was still intact.
Yeah.
So he just
going.
saves
Probably
up his
sitting on the
farts.
toilet trying to fart.
No, he was
And-
standing, I think.
He's got to relieve the pressure.
Travis, do you like that?
saving all your farts for the bathroom.
Just the visual in my head of this old man just standing in a bathroom farting.
You remember in
Being completely obvious.
remember in the
wasn't
movie Big Daddy
it? Yeah.
when Sandy's ex starts dating the old man?
Yeah.
Imagine that old man going into the bathroom and just farting.
And just,
I can't
just
believe
telling
I
the story
devoted
great.
so many months or so much energy to this and didn't see any red flags.
This is like
You did. You just ignored them.
I wish you would redo the speech that Liv Tyler did in That Thing You Do when she tells Jimmy how many kisses she wasted on him, but somehow bring up the fart room.
Hey, what are you promoting?
I have a new EP. It's called Over You, and there's a brand new song coming out on Friday called GFY, which stands for
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fart, yo.
We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton. We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Governor? No. He's a
No, it was a
senator or
yeah,
Senator?
congressman. Yeah.
yeah, it was his district.
Yeah, representative from Baltimore
Yes.
was insulting the border agents. And so Trump responded by insulting Baltimore.
Called
And
it an infested mess.
he did call it an infested mess. He called it a filthy infested
But of
mess.
course, now he's a racist for saying that. Of course.
Here's the thing.
By the way, the people are pointing out, the press is pointing out
Mm-hmm.
that a black lawmaker was attacked. Trump just attacked him for the job he was doing in a place that is not in good shape. And whether
Because
or
he
not it
attacked
was-
him first.
What's that?
Because he was talking shit first.
No, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like he
No,
just-
that
yeah.
yeah. Like it's not like he just woke up and decided.
He
to,
responded to this
Yeah.
guy. This is how insane constant charges of racism are. And I'm not saying they're never justified, but he attacks this law. By the way, the media, the same media who's mentioning that this is a black lawmaker and a mostly black play, they failed to mention the racial difference, of course, in the guy who was beaten up outside the hotel in D.C. Did you see that video?
I didn't.
12 guys stomped the one. Oh, right. But they, again, this is all the press. Trump's a racist now because he attacked this black lawmaker in response to this guy attacking the border patrol agents or what was going on at the border. It's insanity how often that word is used for any attack. To me, race had nothing to do with the fact that he was saying this Democrat sucked and that no human being would want to live there. And they're like, but black people live. He's not insulting black people. He's saying it's not a good place to live, and I'm sure they're not enjoying it either.
I think that the people who are acting like Baltimore does not have issues are totally nuts.
It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Baltimore is in bad shape.
Terrible shape. And
They
maybe he
made-
didn't
they
say
made
it
it-
the
they
best,
made-
but it's still in terrible shape.
They made an entire series about Baltimore. You might remember
walk through the garden.
Oh,
the
my
opening
God, yeah.
theme.
And the commercials you'd see. Well,
I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan.
Right. You might remember that.
Commercials, HBO.
yeah.
No, they did it before and after the show. I do remember that
No,
commercial.
but I
Aaron.
watched it on another. I didn't watch it on HBO. I watched only the clean version.
the Hulu broadcast. So I think that the fact that he went after this guy in New Orleans isn't racist. I do think.
New Orleans.
I'm sorry, Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay.
Yeah, I meant Baltimore.
No, Sam.
Yeah, Elijah Cummings.
I do think that there is something. I think that whether Trump knows it or not, there's something inherent in him. He's got racial bias in him. I do think that if you look at it, he only really says things like filthy and describes it as no human being and shithole. And he uses certain language, whether he's aware of it or not, when he's talking about places primarily populated by people of color.
Well,
There is a difference.
But the places he's described, I think it was fair. It wasn't like he's describing great places. Describing Baltimore and saying no human being would want to live there. He's saying that it's a fucking dump and no one should have to
No,
live
I get what
there.
he's saying.
So I don't know if that's Cummings is a disgusting rat and rodent infested mess, the worst run and most dangerous anywhere in the United States. I mean, I don't know if it is the worst or if Camden is rougher, But I mean, him attacking this guy and saying you represent a place that is rat infested. I mean, that's fair. Do it, Raise.
I think it's what he's saying is actually fair. Like, I don't think that there's any way you could say that Baltimore doesn't have a major crime problem. But I do think that there's a conversation with how he says things and the words that he uses in specific instances. Like, I don't, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you could find examples where you go like, okay, but I do think that his language changes when he's talking about, like, he almost talks down to and takes the humanity out of places that he thinks are populated by non-European whites.
But doesn't he do that about everything he says? Meaning, like, his language, whenever he's discussing something he's at odds with, it's never good. I mean, the way he talks about other political candidates, the way he talks about Nancy Pelosi, the way he talks about anybody he doesn't like, he talks about in a way that is completely disrespectful.
By the way, I already see there's somebody on the line. I've barely got a sentence out before it says Sam's full of shit on the phone. Like, let's have a conversation first, okay? But yes, no. Yeah, I don't think that Trump, like, reserves negative commentary for for minorities. Like, clearly, he lashes out at enemies, right? Anyone that he thinks of as an enemy or anybody that talks shit about him, white, black, brown, whatever, he talks shit back to. I just think that it's, and it's easy to just jump on and say, this man is a racist and he's a white supremacist. Like, that's a pretty easy, kind of intellectually lazy argument to make. But I do think that there is something to talking about the way he talks about certain people and situations. And I think that it could be something that he was just raised with and he doesn't even realize that he's got these biases. But I think that he talks differently when he attacks people of color.
I would like to
see areas where people of color populated.
I'd like to see. Well, no. I mean, let him in. Say. I mean, I understand. I would like to see. I would like to see an example where there's a white area he could have and should have attacked like that, but didn't. Like, you might be right, but I want to see an example where, because, like, again, I love The Wire and I'm gonna perform near Baltimore, so I have no. But again, he's right. It's a fucking dump. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I also think that the people who are like, you shouldn't say Baltimore's a dump.
What did he say? Like Haiti or some other place was a shithole? All right. He's saying what other people want to say but won't. There are times where he's using language a president shouldn't use, but you're going to tell me that fucking other people have talked about Haiti or wherever it was he described and didn't want to say it's a shithole?
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
Come on. But I want to see, is there a white area that he's talked about that he used softer language with?
Yeah, or just, language that was more humane. Like, I think somehow he strips out the humanity in those spots, which I think, in my opinion, when I look at it, I go, when you look at it happen a few times, you go, there is some kind of inherent racial bias in the way he says it, not in what he's saying. I'm with you in the sense, like, for him to point out that if he talks about Chicago being crime-ridden, if he talks about Camden being crime-ridden, if he talks about Baltimore being crime-ridden, any of that stuff, like, you can't have a problem with him saying that crime-ridden cities are crime-ridden. Like, it just is what it is. I think the conversation is more in the way he describes certain places and doesn't do that for other spots.
But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen examples, and I can't think of one. Maybe there are. But I think that he's such a reactionary person.
Yeah.
That he fucking just fires out. And again, I've seen him say enough things about white lawmakers or this one or that one. They're terrible. They're awful. He uses harsh language to describe almost everything he's at odds with. And he fires out the first thing he thinks comes out of his mouth or it goes on his Twitter. Sometimes it's not harsh. Sometimes it's ridiculous and we laugh at it. And then other times it's, I can't think of examples, but like, find me examples of where he's talking about white people and using nicer language to describe something equally as fucked up as rat and roach infested or murderous.
The easy one, and I'm not using this as an example, I'm just using it as an example that people would bring up. The easy one is, of course, Charlottesville.
Yeah, good and bad people, which was, again, a terrible description.
And that's going to haunt him forever. And it should haunt him forever. It was one of the worst things.
It was just stupidly
Probably
said,
the worst thing he's ever said.
It was dumb. I knew what he was saying there, too, but it was still completely stupid.
It's there in the language.
Yeah.
There's problematic stuff in there. I just saw something that triggered something that was up on the computer, and I don't remember what it was. But we can, I don't know, we can go to whatever.
I don't know what to search for. Trump white people crime area using nice language.
Yeah, I mean,
I know, it's a hard
tough.
one. I'm just trying to think of.
It's tough to find. I just think like
I would need that to put against it to go.
Totally.
Yeah, you're right. He does.
But when he's historically, it's just now this is like multiple instances of him using language that takes out the humanity of people. And he really has only done it, I think, around areas where he's talking about people of color.
But if he's talking about high crime areas and certain areas, and again, I want to know where he's doing it, where he like, wow, he's talked about that white area way too nice, or that crime problem or that murder way too nice. I just want to see where he's done it. If he has, he has. I just want to see it.
Let's go to Jeff in Philly. What's up, Jeff?
GE.
I think, yeah, this one is GEOFF.
Yes. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sam, you live in Westchester, which is the biggest liberal bubble in the country.
Yep.
You've
I mean,
obviously
it isn't, but go on.
Yeah, and I lived there too at one point. But you've obviously missed the fact that Trump said one of his biggest passionate issues is lowering African American unemployment and raising the living standard in the inner cities, and also public safety. So you don't mention that. You just mention the negative side because you're obviously a Democratic voter. You obviously live in a left-wing liberal area.
I mean, Jeff,
which is totally fine, you know?
You're the one jumping to conclusions. We didn't bring up that because we're not talking about that. We're talking about what he tweeted over the weekend and the conversation around specifically that language. I didn't say you're so defensive and ready to come. You were completely defensive. I didn't even say you. I said it was intellectually lazy to call him racist.
Sammy Brand Muffins.
Yes.
One second. So all I'm saying is that you're taking a reactionary Democrat position, which is when Trump says anything, they have a propensity to say that he's a racist. This is obviously not a racist comment. And he's also said very, very positive things about the African American community. You have to look at everything as a complete story. You can't just take one comment based on Democratic propaganda and say the guy's a racist. He's obviously not.
One thing he does do, Jeff, that like I found like a little silly was like when he talks nicely about black people, it's almost like he wants you to know he's doing it. Like,
of course.
And this irritated me. Like when he's talking about the whole ASAP Rocky thing.
I mean, of course, Sam.
Which is a weird.
I apologize.
The ASAP Rocky thing is a weird one because then he came out and they wouldn't release ASAP Rocky because I think there's other footage of him maybe doing something first because they're standing very, very firm on it. And he said they're doing a disservice to our fine African American community by not releasing ASAP Rocky. I think that was a little egregious. Like, come on, like a bit gratuitous. Like, what do you mean our fine?
I mean, he's friends with Kanye. Why wouldn't? Like, why is it a problem that he wants to have the guy released?
It's not. No. It's not what I'm saying. It's not. The problem is, it's not that he wants them released. It's that he said in his statement on Twitter that Sweden is doing a disservice to our African American community by not releasing ASAP Rocky. And it was like, come on, dude. What do you like? Then, like, if the
He's
guy
a national treasure, why? I mean, why can't you say that it will be beneficial to the African American community? He's an icon in that community. Why not?
He's not doing, but that's not
Jeff,
what that's about, Jeff.
Can't
you know
you?
that.
If
Guys,
you
you're nitpicky. You're nitpicking on the president because it's an easy.
That's not it. I'm actually pretty fair with the president, more than most people in my business. And I'm telling you, that part, it stood out to me because I'm like, it had nothing to do with what was happening. He's trying to get an American celebrity, released from a thing that it looks like to me like ASAP Rocky did nothing wrong, but then they're saying no, we have other footage that's like fucking. They have other footage from like closed circuit and all that stuff, so they have a reason for holding him. And I get why Trump went. Hey, he's friends with Kanye. It's a big story. But when he said they're doing a disservice to our African American, no, they just have a fucking celebrity.
Jeff,
if
you can see Democratic propaganda that you were just pointing out. Why but you see no Republican propaganda. You see no Trump propaganda.
I know, I completely do. And by the way, I voted for Obama. I voted for Clinton. I voted for Gore. It's not like I'm like some crazy right winger. I do see propaganda on both sides, but I'm just commenting on what you were talking about. I mean, obviously Trump is allowed.
Okay, well then we can comment on what we're talking about, right?
No,
the same way I can comment.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Sam. I mean, obviously, you guys forget the fact that he's a politician now, and he's allowed to pander to people. That's a common thing that politicians do. He's allowed to pander to the African American community.
Yeah, but he also panders to the white supremacists.
I don't know if that's true, Sam. Not every.
I mean, he definitely, bro. I will not,
dude.
You don't think he panders?
Sam.
You won't say that he at least panders to white supremacists?
White supremacists. What? That is like 75 of them in the country of 300 million people.
It's probably more than that, but you don't think that he panders to them?
Come on, you live. Dude, have you seen a white supremacist ever? There was 150 in Charlottesville.
I live in a liberal bubble. There's no white supremacists in Westchester.
Upstate New York, dude. Upstate New York.
Well, there's people who are, there's people who are kind of racist. I mean, and there are plenty of racist people, and they get lumped in with white supremacists. Like, white supremacy is something we think of as any people who march and want to burn black people alive. And, like, there's a lot more racist than just that. Like, those are the extreme cases, but a lot of racists are white people that just don't like blacks and don't like Jews. And they're not white supremacists in the sense where they're not running around being physically violent, but they still have real racist.
And it really
shit,
does.
they think. My ex-girlfriend getting mad because some girls were allowed in a restaurant, and she walked over and she had to.
I'm gonna hang up on you, Jeff.
All right, Jeff,
I
take care,
appreciate
man.
it.
Good talking to you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Bye.
All right, buddy. You know, Turn Down Tina did nothing wrong. They were being loud.
Okay, so here's okay. This is a great example of you saying like he just
Angela Merkel got mad in a restaurant. That is who she looks like.
He says exactly what comes to mind. This is Turn Down Tina, who became an internet celebrity over the weekend.
I'd fuck her.
Because she got upset in a restaurant, and she said the first thing that came to her
Do
mind.
we have an uncensored version?
We, as a matter of fact, Jim, we do.
Let me hear this, because I guess some folks were being loud, and Tina didn't, she wanted to. Let's hear it.
Right.
Nervous. I know somebody. Here's the thing.
They're filming her.
What you gotta understand is that you don't know what people going through. Oh, you want to come over here? You want to come? She ain't gonna come over here. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Don't talk about some real stuff. Good friends that are black, and I love them. We never said anything about color. We never said. So here's the thing. Let me understand. You're too loud. We're too loud. In your opinion, let me show you my money. It's just as green as yours. Right. Oh, you're so stupid, nigga. Stupid?
Oh my God.
So call your black friends a nigga. Call your black friends a nigga.
Okay. By the way, you know what the worst?
It just came out.
It did.
It slipped. It just came out. You know what it was? She's really good at slamming the teeth shut before it flies out.
Yeah.
And that one, you're just, because she's thinking of how she's going to tell this to somebody after. And that, she was just wanted to say, you're so stupid. But she told the black girl the version she was going to tell her friends after.
Do you think Chris Rock knows that racists have co-opted that there's a difference between black people and N-word bit? You remember that bit that Chris Rock did?
Yep.
Do you think Chris Rock knows that racist people have co-opted that to excuse them from using that word?
And by the way,
I'm not talking about all black people when I say
the fact that the news is covering it is embarrassing. A woman saying something shitty to other people is not fucking news. Like, they're actually covering it on the real news
because they want it. Whatever's trending, they just throw it up on the
Such
news.
Cunts.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's something. I'll say that this is something.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear black people say
that up there in the middle, that it was just kind of like, what the hell is that for?
Probably
for training
monkeys.
But they said they didn't use it at all.
I mean, don't forget, government did do weird stuff in the 50s and 60s in terms of like mental stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's documented. That's not a theory. That's real.
Yeah.
Storming the gates idea was really more of a joke. He has other plans for the masses that may show up on September 20th.
It's not going to be like a military-based slaughter. It'll actually be something really fun, educational, maybe music and art.
Oh, fucking boo!
This is your leader. Just doubling back on everything.
Music and art?
Just a cultural pioneer.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, my God.
That's who I
mean,
want.
You tell me it wouldn't be funny if they brought in like a truck with a sound system set up and like somebody was DJing it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
turned it into a big party in the
It's
desert.
the new Coachella.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they just had like green alien heads and stuff like that. Just the dumbest
They're not
stuff.
doing anything. I want them to storm it.
They're not going to storm it.
I'm watching this. I'm like,
you stupid fucking cunt.
Did you just want to play the thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Music and art.
Spaceship bouncy castle.
Definitely. Yeah. That's happening. Yeah. Just set up carnival games.
Wow.
The tiny town of
Chip
Rachel,
is
Nevada.
going.
Oh.
Chip's not going to
You
show up.
have to go.
Chip is going.
I don't think Chip will be.
He is.
But I hope so.
I hope only you show up. I hope only Chip is there.
Just Chip by himself and
Yeah.
Rob.
Population of just 56 people is preparing for the unknown.
Sad because they're going to pull resources and people, sheriff's department and highway patrol that need to be in places, and
Her name is Linda
military will be-
Looney. She works for the Alien Research Center, and her name is Liz. Hold on a second.
She looks exactly like the type of person I imagine lives there.
Whose last name is Looney,
Looney,
and
yes.
works in the Alien Research Center and lives outside of Area 51. Yeah.
It's just all funny how this is all like the guy, her last name.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
just- everybody's just out of their goddamn mind.
You start realizing, like, oh no, they were like, I thought that they were just mocking us because they didn't want to take us seriously because they wanted to downplay our real message. And then you go, oh no, we're
they're all
we're very mockable.
Yeah.
Here, I'm sure military will be here.
Locals worry about having enough food, water, and shelter for the hundreds and potentially thousands of people who want to see what secrets Area 51 is hiding.
They're not going to get on site. It's not going to happen.
Roberts admits he's a little
Oh
out
my
there,
God,
just like his idea.
Jim, you're missing this.
He's running
What?
around.
Yeah,
He's doing anime runs. I think it must be anime runs, I'm assuming.
What is that?
Because he runs at top speed, bent over with his arms straight out but behind him. So I'm assuming that must be an anime thing.
They're flying or something. Simulating flying.
Maybe he's simulating flight.
They're really nailing it.
Yeah.
Fooled me.
Wait, what is it, Rob? You say that for everybody.
It's the Naruto run.
And what is the Naruto run?
It's where your hands are in the back of you when you're running. And
Is it an anime thing?
yes.
Yes, I nailed it. And does it do anything, or is it just something his favorite character likes to do?
I believe it's just something his favorite character likes.
Oh, that's
likes to
cool.
do. Yeah.
My 2-year-old likes to watch PJ Masks and act like the PJ Masks characters. So I guess
Yeah.
this is like the same thing.
Why is he doing this?
Rob, I'm upset that you know that. I
He
didn't
likes
know that.
Naruto.
Yeah, you don't like Naruto?
Rob's
Oh.
a pedophile.
It's the nail on the head.
Okay, Jimmy, you have to say this.
Yeah.
Watch the Naruto run.
Site, it's not going to happen.
Roberts admits he's a
There
little
he
out there,
goes.
just like his idea. And now his event has
The
captured
news place said, could you
imagination-
show us that?
Yeah, what does the Naruto run look like? Oh, I could show you.
We're not going to use it.
No, let's just get one Naruto run for safety.
They're making him seem like a fool.
They are. But it also seems like they don't have to try like extra hard.
No,
No.
he seems very eager to be a part of.
It might be fun if you actually wore some of your anime garb.
You know what?
He was delighted.
That may be what happened.
Why don't you put on the headband? That's actually a good idea. Okay. Isn't he great?
He's awesome.
He's a gem, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's an enjoyable guy, but
It's
it's just not the man to lead the charge.
Of
No.
course, this is the guy who started this group.
Yeah.
Like, this is the revolutionary.
It doesn't surprise me.
He's going to do a music and arts festival and do a Naruto run outside of Area 51.
Because I think he realized how serious this is getting.
And he's like, no, guys, no, it's just for fun.
People are willing to lose their life over this.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the people.
Good. I agree. I'm willing to lose my life.
The people. I'm willing for you to lose
so
your
are we.
life, too. Yeah. I have no problem with it. But the people who are serious about this alien stuff, it's their whole life.
How would they stop it? Let's just say a massive turnout happens. How does the government stop it? They will, but
Tear
how?
gas.
Yeah, tear gas.
Let's say people have masks. Let's say people got prepared for that because they know tear gas.
If thousands of people showed up with gas masks,
What does the government do?
They won't even get close. They're
Why?
not even, because they're going to have some sort of military presence to prevent barriers.
they
all
would
the way
know
there.
before they were coming.
That's true.
Like, it wouldn't surprise them.
They would see them
They'd
coming.
just set up barriers.
It's not
Yeah.
going to be an empty gate. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
going to be something way before that.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't make it to the gate.
No way. No way. They'd set up a gate before the gate.
And
And the
the
shirt
peop-
before the shirt.
And people, if there was enough people, they would be able to but you would have to be willing to run into soldiers. People are not going to run through soldiers.
And it's not happening.
No.
People are aware that there's nothing to see. I mean,
I think
like, it'd be interesting to look around Area 51. There's no secrets in there anymore, though.
they'd
Like, it'd be
probably
like,
take
oh,
them
this
out.
is so weird and cool. And like, but that's not where they keep the secrets.
I think 25,000 people or more are going to show up.
You were really,
That's what I think.
I was going to say optimistic, but there is a naivete, I think, about that number.
No.
I don't think it'll be over 100.
Nope.
Oh, no, come on.
Unless,
It'll be in the thousands.
I
I
don't
think
think-
2,000.
It might even be closer to
Like
100,000.
oh my God.
We have 2 million saying yes. Now, this
Oh
is
my
again
God.
still a month away.
You think 100,000 people are going to show up to Area 51?
Or 50 or 25. I mean, there's going to be a
What are you doing, Marianne Williamson math?
Well, I said 25, but then like you don't know. It depends on how many people then that they're covering the story.
Well, what's your guess?
25,000 minimum.
Oh my god.
I'll go with that.
Oh my God, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
I promise you, it's not going to happen.
All right, gatekeeper.
You know, our own Mike Montone went out on the street to get the pulse of New York when it comes to this alien stuff.
Good.
Although apparently, what I'm reading is this has led to an increase in alien porn. Is that right, Mike?
That's correct, Sam. People are masturbating to aliens in droves thanks to Bob Lazar and this viral event.
Now, is it just like porn stars painted green?
No, it's not. I actually have some clips I sent to Troy.
Go.
Perfect description. You would hope an alien has a big cock.
Yeah, this is my favorite one. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. And this is
on Pornhub.
This is popular right now.
Very.
Okay, let's see. We'll fast forward into it a little bit.
Scary.
Alien encounter. It is. It's very frightening. Oh, wow. He's in a full realistic-looking alien suit, and he's chasing the Earthling. Okay, maybe a stretch when I said realistic. Alien is still chasing her with the big dick.
Yeah.
Oh, and the alien is just popping up wherever she is because I guess he can teleport, and he's got a big dick.
She probably knows he wants his penis sucked.
His penis is about 3 feet long. Okay, I can see the...
That's a guy in a mask.
Yeah. She's very intimidated by the big alien penis.
Sure, I would be. She looks like a giant dog dick.
She's blowing the alien penis now.
Yeah, but...
And she's inserting it inside of her.
She has a nice big vag, though.
Well, she's got to fit all that alien penis in there.
I'm not enjoying this one.
No.
This is not realistic. It had me at first, but the story's getting too weird.
Okay, so Mike, you decided to go down on the street, and instead of asking New York about raiding Area 51, you decided to ask them about the actual alien sex.
Well, yeah, because I mean the trend was developing, so it went from everyone's gonna raid Area 51 now to everyone's jerking off to aliens and everyone has to fuck aliens. So.
I see. That's actually makes sense to follow the story.
Yeah,
you have to be malleable, right?
Absolutely.
I understand. Well, you're a fluid guy.
Fluid.
Do we want to hear? You want to hear Mike's coverage, Jim?
Yeah, of course I do.
Kelsey, you want to hear Mike's coverage?
Yeah. African-American, 2.5 African-American women, and let's just meet them.
Okay.
Do you think it could be an at all enjoyable experience to have sex with an alien?
If you're gonna be an alien, you're gonna have to step your shit up all the way because that means that now I'm dealing with a whole entire different breed.
That's right. Right.
What are the sort of minimum penis size requirements for an alien to get with you?
Well, being that we all are black girls over here,
I'm going to start with at least 9, 10, something like that.
At least 9.
She's a little bit more hardcore than me, Mike. But maybe a good 7.5 to father notice.
7. I want an 8 or 9. I want 7 and up.
Yeah, anything from 7 to 12, I'm good.
Anything.
And then about I already said that I'm already another type of woman. So if I'm like whoo more than you, then it's gonna be a problem.
That's gonna be a problem. You're way up there.
Oh, she about that life, honey.
I'm not big on head. I take a dick over a smile.
I'll take a dick over a smile, she said. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, Mike. You can't really go against that logic.
No. Yeah, dicks are better than smiles, I guess.
Who wouldn't?
Right.
It's a great bumper sticker. Dicks are better than smiles.
Corey in Virginia, what's up?
Yes.
Yeah, just this whole storming of Area 51 or whatever these geeks that live in their parents' basements are going to do. If you even cross over the line, they are going to shoot you. It's going to be no joke. They have every right to shoot you.
They're not going to shoot civilians for doing this.
Yeah,
no.
Yes, if you cross over, my brother-in-law is a retired air traffic controller. Okay, one of the top ones. He worked in New York City during 9/11. Area 51 is a restricted airspace. Any plane that goes over will be shot down. There are signs on Area 51.
I think the difference is that I think what Jim is saying that if his prediction comes true and 25,000 people show up, the United States government would
They'll blow them all away.
Okay, the United States government may not want the optics
No, they won't.
on the news of seeing our government killing 25,000
They're not going to shoot
civilians.
anyone. They would
You know what?
tear gas them.
That's why there's Darwinism. If these people are stupid enough to do it, there's signage everywhere.
Corey,
believe me,
they're not
they
going
are-
to shoot them.
Jim,
We know the signs
Jim,
are there.
I guarantee.
Okay,
Jim,
all right. Goodbye, Corey.
All right, Corey. You're not going to convince me. I know what you're saying. There are signs. I know. You'll be shot. I know.
The government doesn't want to shoot 25,000 people.
They're not going to shoot anybody for this dumb event. Do you know how what a black eye that would be? How bad that would look if they shot 6 people?
Yeah, that would never
It
ever
would look
happen.
very bad.
Yeah.
Mike, is there one more clip you want to play?
Yes, there is. I'd love to. One sec.
And what are we going to set it up a little bit, bud?
Mikey clip muffins.
This is same 3 people.
Oh, they weren't done.
Oh no, they
they
were
had a
not.
lot to say, huh?
They were quite chatty. They had a lot to say about the possibility of what the alien's penis might look like.
Oh, they had thoughts. I'd like to hear
So
them.
we've talked about penetration. We've talked about oral. Do you think aliens eat the butt?
That's a good question.
better.
Great
They better?
All right, sissy. They better. They better.
Is that a requirement for you?
Ain't no fun if every hole can't get none.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
that
a
one,
great
too.
philosophy.
And, well, some of the young ladies I was talking to before said, who knows, maybe an alien has a multi-pronged penis.
Ooh.
All right, he can do both at the same time. That's very interesting.
Or maybe 3. I might just suck his bucket and sit on it.
Quite acrobatic to do that.
If you can do all them hoes at one time, I give you a little head for that.
Right.
I might be a friend.
Friend, shit, we gonna fuck around. We might get married fucking around with the alien.
They want a triple pronged dick.
Yeah. Man.
That's what they're looking for. Mike could suck and fuck and sit on it.
Sure.
Yeah. What a find. They were gold.
They were gold.
Good
Well,
job, Mike.
you did a great job once
you,
again,
John.
but that's no surprise to me.
We are back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
People are still talking about this Area 51 thing.
It's storming it. We're going to do it.
So I thought that it wasn't going to happen, and then the news is reporting that all of the hotels. First of all, I didn't know there were that many hotels around.
There's
Area
not.
51.
There's 3.
Yeah,
Both of the hotels. All 8 rooms.
there's currently, I think, somewhere around 1.7 million people signed up on the Facebook group to storm Area 51
Really?
in September.
Wow.
And,
Bring gas masks.
Yep. And the hotels are saying that they are actually getting booked up. So people people are actually going to go, it would appear.
Dude, if you get 35,000 people out of 2 million, like
You're not getting 35,000.
No.
you might.
Bro, you might get 35.
I think you guys are wrong. There's too many people. I think so many people. You're not going to. It's really just a military installation, but I love it. I love the idea that they want to do it. They've
Yeah.
had enough.
Plus, they would have taken the aliens out by now anyway. There's something.
Yeah, they're giving them way too much warning.
Yeah, way too much warning. Did you see the guy who started this thing?
Well, they are. They're probably watching it now to make sure they don't
Who's
fly
watching
any
what?
ships out. I'm sure people are watching that area in the sky to make sure they don't fly any ships out.
You mean like the people in the Facebook group?
Mm-hmm.
But now so unsecret that they give the address on the news.
This just
Just Google it. Yeah.
Here's the directions of how to get there. It's network, it's not even cable.
Yeah.
2 million people right now from really all over the world that have expressed interest in going to Area 51, and what started out as a fun thing is no joke anymore. Storming Area 51, about 12 miles past this lonely mailbox in the dusty Nevada desert, is now a much bigger deal.
It started out as just from a pure structure.
Come on. Come on.
Why do you have to dress like that?
So he's a guy.
That's him?
He's got long hair. He looks cool. He's just got a goatee, no mustache, like an overgrown soul patch, kind of.
Yeah.
And he's wearing an anime headband with metal in the front. I don't remember. Hot Dog told me what character it was. I don't know what character. And he does have some kind of anime cloak with a logo on the front. I'm assuming it's all anime. I guess hope I'm not being offensive by that. But it looks to be
It does look like
heavily anime influenced.
And to be funny, I want to do something cool out there now that we have a bunch of people, but I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Matty Roberts created the viral event that's taken the internet by storm. More than 1.7 million people on Facebook.
By the way, he's the
have
most
expressed
successful
interest.
Roberts I've ever heard of.
Oh yeah, he sure is.
Definitely.
Absolutely, he's a
Without
better dresser too.
You think so?
Less childish taste.
to get into Area 51, one of the most secure and highly protected pieces of property on the planet where lethal force can be used on trespassers.
I'm kind of worried about that. I've had a couple people DM the page where they're like, I'm willing to die for the government, let's do this. And I'm just like, oh my God, bud.
Robert,
how are they going to break through the fence? It's probably electrified.
You could just go under the gate where it says stop. They just don't obey those orders.
No, but how do you get through the electric? Oh, I see.
See, there's just a gate that says stop.
They'll put an electrified thing in front
If
of
you
us.
don't stop, then they're fucked. There's nothing you could do. They're all in now.
Yeah, but they're going to put like a tank or something in front of it.
Oh. And then tank could also fire, right?
It ain't going to fire into civil. I mean, they just... But if there were that many people coming at it...
There's nobody coming at it.
I think you're wrong. I think people are going to do it.
I think
Well, I mean, they can get to riot in certain areas. They get fucking 25, 35, 40,000 people.
Those
these
are for
political
real
rallies.
Those are for real political things.
This
Not a bunch
is
of stoners looking for aliens.
This is something that people
Dressed in
want to
anime.
see.
The guy who founded it is
not
just
a
an
good,
anime.
not a good look.
Yeah. And these are also the type of people that are still spending active time on Facebook. Like, this is why Facebook needs to just fucking die.
Just dry up and die.
Because this is what is happening now. This is what Facebook is
Not till September.
This is what happens when people are just able to communicate with everybody. Sometimes you shouldn't realize they're like-minded people.
100%.
Like, there are people who would choose to do this with their free time. They should be sitting there going like, oh, I don't know anybody that thinks like me. Maybe I should get a hold of myself.
Yeah, keep this thought to myself.
How are they going to stop it?
Rain at Area 51.
For what? MMA?
And stuff set up there in the middle that it was just kind of like, what the hell's that for?
Probably
for training.
Training monkeys.
But they said they didn't use it at all.
I mean, don't forget, the government did do weird stuff in the 50s and 60s in terms of like mental stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's documented. That's not a theory. That
should be something really fun, educational, maybe music and art.
Oh, God. Fucking boo.
This is your leader. Just doubling back on everything.
Music and art.
Just a cultural pioneer.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh my God.
That's who I want.
You tell me it wouldn't be funny if they brought in like a truck with a sound system set up and like somebody was DJing it.
Oh,
yeah.
Turned it into a big party in the
It's
desert.
the new Coachella.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they just had like green alien heads and stuff like that. Just the dumbest.
They're not
like-
doing anything. I want them to storm it.
They're not going to storm it.
I'm watching this. I'm like,
You stupid fucking cunt.
Did you just want to play the thing?
yes.
Yeah.
Music and art.
Spaceship bouncy castle.
Definitely. That's happening. Yeah. Just set up carnival games.
Wow.
The tiny town of
Chip
Rachel,
is
Nevada.
going.
Oh.
Chip's not going to
You
show up.
have to go.
Chip is going.
I don't think Chip will be.
Yes.
But I hope so.
I hope only you show up. I hope only Chip is there.
Just Chip by himself and
Yeah.
Rob.
Population of just 56 people is preparing for the unknown.
It's sad because they're going to pull resources and people, you know, sheriff's department and highway patrol that need to be in places, and
Her name is Linda
military will be-
Looney. She works for the Alien Research Center, and her name is Liz. Hold on a second.
She looks exactly like the type of person I imagine lives there.
Whose last name is Looney,
Looney,
and
yes.
works in the Alien Research Center and lives outside of Area 51. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just all funny how this is all like the guy, her last name.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's just out of their goddamn mind.
You start realizing like, oh no, they were like, you know, I thought that they were just mocking us because they didn't want to take us seriously because they wanted to downplay our real message. And then you go, oh no, we're
they're all
No.
we're very mockable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'm sure military will be here.
Locals worry about having enough food, water, and shelter for the hundreds and potentially thousands of people who want to see what secrets Area 51 is hiding.
They're not going to get on site. You know, it's not going to happen.
Roberts admits he's a little
Oh
out
my
there.
God,
Just like
he's-
his idea.
Jim, you're missing this.
He's running
What?
around.
Yeah,
He's doing anime runs. I think it must be anime runs, I'm assuming.
What is that?
Because he runs at top speed, bent over with his arms straight out but behind him. So I'm assuming that must be an anime thing.
They're flying or something. Simulating flying.
Maybe he's simulating flight.
They're really nailing it.
Yeah.
Fooled me.
Wait, what is it, Rob? You say that for everybody.
It's the Naruto run.
And what is the Naruto run?
It's where your hands are in the back of you when you're running. And
Is it an anime thing?
yes.
Yes, I nailed it. And does it do anything, or is it just something his favorite character likes to do?
I believe it's just something his favorite character likes.
Oh, that's
likes to
cool.
do. Yeah.
My 2-year-old likes to watch PJ Masks and act like the PJ Masks character. So I guess
Yeah.
this is like the same thing.
Why is he doing this?
Rob, I'm upset that you know that.
He likes Naruto.
Yeah, you don't like Naruto?
Rob's a pedophile.
It's the nail on the head.
Okay, Jimmy, you have to say this.
Yeah.
Watch the Naruto run.
Sight. You know, it's not going to happen.
Roberts admits he's a
There
little
he
active,
goes.
just like his idea. And now his event has captured
The news place, could you
imagination-
show us that?
Yeah, what does the Naruto run look like? Oh, I could show you.
We're not going to use it.
No, let's just get one Naruto run for safety.
They're making him seem like a fool.
They are. But it also seems like they don't have to try like extra hard.
No, he seems very eager to be a part of.
You know, it might be fun if you actually wore some of your anime garb.
You know what?
He was delighted.
That may be what happened.
Why don't you put on the headband? That's actually a good idea, okay? Isn't he great?
He's awesome.
He's a gem, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's an enjoyable guy, but
It's
it's just not the man to lead the charge.
Of course, this is the guy who started this group.
Yeah.
Like, this is the revolutionary.
It doesn't surprise me.
He's going to do a music and arts festival and do a Naruto run outside of Area 51.
Because I think he realized how serious this is getting.
And he's like, no, guys, no, it's just for fun.
People are willing to lose their life over this.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the people...
Good, I agree. I'm willing to lose my life.
The people... I'm willing for you to lose your life, too. Yeah. I have no problem with it. But the people who are serious about this alien stuff, it's their whole life.
How would they stop it? Let's just say a massive turnout happens. How does the government stop it? They will, but how?
Yeah, tear gas.
Let's say people have masks. Let's say people got prepared for that because they know tear gas.
If thousands of people showed up with gas masks?
What does the government do?
They won't even get close. They're not even, because they're going to have some sort of military presence to prevent barriers.
They would know before they were coming.
That's true.
Like, it wouldn't surprise them.
They would see them coming.
Just set up barriers.
It's not going to be an empty gate. Yeah. There's going to be something way before that.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't make it to the gate.
No way. No way. They'd set up a gate before the gate.
And
Like
the
the shirt
peop-
before the shirt.
And people, if there was enough people, they would be able to but you would have to be willing to run into soldiers. People are not going to run through soldiers.
And it's not happening.
No.
People are aware that there's nothing to see. I mean,
I think
like it'd be interesting to look around Area 51. There's no secrets in there anymore, though.
They'd
Like it'd be
probably
like,
take
oh,
them
this
out.
is so weird and cool, and like, but there's not. That's not where they keep the secrets.
I think 25,000 people or more are going to show up.
You were really.
That's what I think.
I was going to say optimistic, but there is a naivete, I think, about that number.
No.
I don't think it'll be over 100.
Nope.
Oh, no, come on.
Nope.
Unless
it'll be in the thousands.
I think 2,000.
It might be closer to 100,000.
Oh my God.
We have 2 million saying yes. Now, this is again still a month away.
You think 100,000 people are going to show up to Area 51?
Or 50 or 25. I mean, there's going to be a
What are you doing, Marianne
substantial-
Williamson math?
Well, I said 25, but then you don't know. It depends on how many people then that they're covering the story.
Well, what's your guess?
25,000 minimum.
Oh my God.
I'll go with that.
Oh my God. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
I promise you it's not going to happen.
All right, gatekeeper.
You know, our own Mike Montone went out on the street to get the pulse of New York when it comes to this alien stuff.
Good.
Although apparently what I'm reading is this has led to an increase in alien porn. Is that right, Mike?
That's correct, Sam. People are masturbating to aliens in droves thanks to Bob Lazar and this viral event.
Now, is it just like porn stars painted green?
No, it's not. I actually have some clips I sent to Troy if he'd be kind enough to pull those up.
Wow.
Alien porn?
Yeah. Let's go with the...
Alien with big cock fucks an earthling?
I mean, come on, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that sounds like the way to go.
Perfect description. You would hope an alien has a big cock.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my favorite one. Yeah, this is good.
And this is...
on Pornhub.
This is popular right now.
Very.
Okay, let's see. We'll fast forward into it a little bit.
Scary.
Alien encounter. It is. It's very frightening. Oh, wow. He's in a full realistic looking alien suit, and he's chasing the earthling. Okay, maybe a stretch when I said realistic. But he's in an alien suit with a big fake penis on it.
And she fell.
A+ on the acting so far.
Yeah,
she
so
fell
far.
down, and unfortunately...
Story is good. Hey, it's no more less believable than fucking Baby Driver.
Okay, we're not talking about that anymore. Okay, and there's an alien with a big penis chasing her. And this is popular, Mike. People
By
are
the way,
masturbating to this.
This would be my luck to be in a porno movie and have to use a fake dick.
People are masturbating to this, you said, Mike?
Oh, yeah. Numbers are going through the roof, especially in flyover states. I think West Virginia and the Dakotas were leading the country.
Sure.
Big on it. Okay. Alien is still chasing her with the big dick.
Yeah.
Oh, and the alien is just popping up wherever she is because I guess he can teleport, and he's got a big dick.
She probably knows he wants his penis sucked.
His penis is about 3 feet long. Okay, I can see the...
That's a guy in a mask.
Yeah. She's very intimidated by the big alien penis.
Sure, I would be. She looks like a giant dog dick.
She's blowing the alien penis now.
Yeah, but...
And she's inserting it inside of
She has
her.
a nice big vag, though.
Well, she's got to fit all that alien penis in there.
I'm not enjoying this one.
No.
No, this
so
is not
weird.
realistic. It had me at first, but the story's getting too weird.
Okay, so Mike, you decided to go down on the street, and instead of asking New York about raiding Area 51, you decided to ask them about the actual alien sex.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the trend was developing, so it went from, everyone's going to raid Area 51 now to everyone's jerking off to aliens and everyone has to fuck aliens.
I see. That's actually makes sense. To follow the story, you have to be malleable, right?
Absolutely.
I understand. Well, you're a fluid guy. Do we want to hear? You want to hear Mike's coverage, Jim?
Yeah, of course I do.
Kelsey, you want to hear Mike's coverage?
Yeah.
This will be.
We'll see.
Travis, your planet.
Really, really good. This
Hey,
is Mike down in New York City.
Hey, this alien looks just like a hot guy.
You're right. We better have sex with him.
Blame it on Bob Lazar. Pornhub searches for alien sex have gotten a shot of Moscovium from his Netflix doc on Area 51.
Alien pregnancy, alien dildos, alien fucking. Is any of that of interest to you guys?
At first, it kind of seems like bestiality, but I bet it's lit.
What do you think sex with an alien might be like?
I don't know. That would be kind of interesting. If he had a green dick, I'll be scared.
His dick might be under his underarm.
Right.
Coming out his ear or
Or
something.
it might be alien that's huge. Then I end up getting pregnant by the alien.
Maybe an alien pussy's is like drugs in itself.
Would you judge him if he told you he fucked an alien?
I don't think so. If it bang like a hot alien chick, give him a little bro fist on.
Yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? It's a bro. You just gotta support them, man.
Want to mimic the feeling of getting your Dirt Star diddled aboard the Death Star? Talk to Georgia at the Pleasure Chest.
Part and parcel of what we think is the alien encounter is the anal probe.
I definitely want something with a flared base so it doesn't get caught, doesn't get sucked into your butt by the inner sphincter. There's this motion that goes back and forth against the anus, and that would be like a long blue alien finger.
Sounds like your wedding wish list.
At thenot.com.
Getting the ins and outs of alien anal. For Jim and Sam, I'm Mike Montone.
Very good, Mike.
That was good. I'm glad you went out there and got
Absolutely.
the pulse.
Very good.
Thank you, gentlemen. I had a fantastic time speaking to those people, and I got to know some of them a little bit better.
Is your dad proud of you, and have you played some of these for him?
My father has never been proud of me, but I play all of these for him.
You do. Because I don't know if you know this, Kelsey, but Mike Montone's dad is John Montone, who is the most famous man on the street guy in radio. He works for 1010 Wins here in New York.
Really?
And he goes out and he covers news stories for them. And so Mike, is he wants to follow in his dad's footsteps.
Sure,
yeah.
And he's more...
But he would rather step in shit every time.
Right.
That's why he chose this program.
Right. Now, is your dad jealous that you got to cover the alien sex story before him? Because you got some great sound bites there.
As far as I know, he's been looking at plenty of alien porn, so I'm sure he's pretty caught up.
I would assume that's true. So did you want to talk about the people that you met? Is that what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I met 3 lovely young ladies, and they had a lot more to say.
Oh, hang on, Mike.
You hear that?
Yeah, I thought it was an alien invasion. Sounded like an anal probe.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
They had a lot more to say than I could fit in the...
Hang on, Mike.
That one was quieter.
Yeah, but still very loud. Mike, as you were saying?
They had more to say than I could fit in the produced rap, so I would love to introduce you to these 3.
Okay.
The director's cut.
Yeah, let's hear from one of them. Who are we hearing from?
I don't have their names, but they were 3 African American, 2.5 African American women, and let's just meet them.
Okay.
Do you think it could be at all enjoyable experience to have sex with an alien?
If you're gonna be an alien, you're gonna have to step your shit up all the way because that means that now I'm dealing with a whole entire different breed. I already had to deal with white men, black men, Puerto Rican men. Now I'm dealing with an alien nigga. No. Now I gotta
Dress
you gotta be coming up in a Mercedes or a Bentley or something green.
Or be able to spin me on it or something.
Green and sexy and all.
Explain the spinning on it.
Like, you know, like a fan. Spin me like a spinner. Spin me on his dick. Yeah.
So, like a lollipop.
Do you consider yourself a spinner?
I guess I could spin a little something.
Yeah, so you would, if an alien is gonna take you to bed, he better be able to spin you.
That's right.
Or not that, he better be able to have the right cocktail in order for me to spin.
That's right.
What are the sort of minimum penis size requirements for an alien to get with you?
Well, being that we all are black girls over here,
I'm going to start with at least 9. I want an 8 or 9. I want 7 and up.
Yeah, anything from 7 to 12, I'm good.
Anything.
You know, and then about, like I already said, that I'm already another type of woman. So if I'm like, whoo-hoo, more than you, then it's going to be a problem.
That's going to be a problem. You're way up there.
Oh, she about that life, honey.
I'm not big on head. I'll take a dick over a smile.
I'll take a dick over a smile, she said. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, Mike. I mean, you can't really go against that logic.
Yeah, dicks are better than smiles, I guess.
Who wouldn't?
Right.
It's a great bumper sticker. Dicks are better than smiles.
Corey in Virginia, what's up?
Yes.
Yeah, just this whole storming of Area 51 or whatever these geeks that live in their parents' basements are going to do. If you even cross over the line, they are going to shoot you. It's going to be no joke. They have every right to shoot you.
They're not going to shoot civilians for doing this.
Yeah,
no.
Yes, if you cross over, my brother-in-law is a retired air traffic controller, okay, one of the top ones. He worked in New York City during 9/11. Area 51 is a restricted airspace. Any plane that goes over will be shot down. There are signs on Area 51.
I think the difference is that I think what Jim is saying that if his prediction comes true and 25,000 people show up, the United States government would probably
blow them all away.
Okay, the United States government may not want the optics on the news of seeing our government killing 25,000
shoot
civilians.
anyone. They would
You know what?
tear gas them.
That's why there's Darwinism. If these people are stupid enough to do it, there's signage everywhere.
Corey,
believe me,
they're not going to shoot them.
Jim,
we know the signs are there.
I guarantee.
Okay,
Jim,
all right. Goodbye, Corey.
All right, Corey. You're not going to convince me. I know what you're saying. There are signs. I know. You'll be shot. I know.
The government doesn't want to shoot 25,000 people.
They're not going to shoot anybody for this dumb event. Do you know how what a black eye that would be, how bad that would look if they shot 6 people?
Yeah, that would never, ever
It looked
happen.
very bad.
Yeah.
Mike, is there one more clip you want to play?
Yes, there is. I'd love to. One sec.
And what are we going to... Set it up a little bit, bud.
Mikey Clip Muffins.
This is the same 3 people.
Oh, they weren't done.
Oh no, they
had a lot to say, huh?
They were quite chatty. They had a lot to say about the possibility of what the alien's penis might look like.
Oh, they had thoughts. I'd like to hear.
So we've talked about penetration. We've talked about oral. Do you think aliens eat the butt?
That's a good
They
question.
better.
Great question. They better?
All right, sissy. They better. They better.
Is that a requirement for you?
Ain't no fun if every hole can't get none.
Yeah,
That's a great philosophy.
And, well, some of the young ladies I was talking to before said, you know, who knows, maybe an alien has a multi-pronged penis.
Ooh.
He can do both at the same time. That's very interesting.
Or maybe 3. I might just suck his bucket and we'll sit on it.
Be quite acrobatic to do that.
You can do all them hoes at one time. I give you a little head for that.
Right.
I might be your friend.
Friend, shit, we gonna fuck around. We might get married fucking around with the alien.
They want a triple pronged dick.
Yeah. Man.
That's what they're looking for. Mike could suck and fuck and sit on it.
Sure.
Yeah. What a find. They were gold.
They were gold.
Good
Well,
job, Mike.
you did a great job once
you,
again,
John.
but that's no surprise to me.
Norton and Sam Roberts.
Congratulations,
Two
Kelsey,
on
getting
you got married. I knew you were engaged,
Yeah,
but now you're married.
Yeah, I'm married 3 weeks ago.
That's very, very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, is it to the same guy you were engaged to?
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Thanks.
How was the wedding?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
I didn't.
Was the
Did
first
he?
dance Wonderland?
It was not. There was no John Mayer involved. He did cry when I was walking down the aisle.
Oh, that's a bad.
Is that a bad sign?
That's a terrible sign.
Like, was he happy or was he regretting it?
If just the guy cries and not the girl, it's a bad sign.
I just knew I don't cry about stuff like
You
that.
literally cried about John Mayer.
Yeah, you cried about John Mayer, but
Yeah,
not
I'm
getting
starstruck.
It's just a picture.
That's different. Being
I know.
starstruck versus I don't know. I just didn't think I was going to.
And then you didn't.
And I didn't.
Right, you were right.
I was right.
Did you write your own vows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We kept them short though. Nothing worse than when they're just like
Whose were
drones.
better?
Mine were pretty fucking good.
I thought so. Yeah, Jess's were way better than mine. Way better.
Really?
Way better.
His were really good though too. His were just, I feel like a little bit shorter because he wrote this long thing when he proposed to me, and he proposed on our podcast, Self Helpless, and came on to this whole thing. So I think he probably felt like he already wrote vows before.
Right, he did it already.
Plus, you couldn't get through all the crying.
Exactly.
Right? And you, that wasn't an issue for you.
Shaking hand.
Right, yeah. He's getting all emotional, and you're like, it's like going to the super.
Yeah, it was great. We did, our wedding was Office themed, like the US version of The Office, which I know Jim would not be happy about as a diehard British Office fan. But so like each table, instead of it being table 1, table 2, the centerpieces were like the Dwight table, the Michael Scott table.
I don't mind it.
And so
I was ready to
Do you
be
hear that?
upset with you and
Why?
the construction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you guys were like dressed up as characters and stuff. And
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
That's too far. But just theming like the tables and
the
stuff.
decor, there were like signs that said no Toby's allowed, and
That's fun.
the bar had pictures of Meredith with her hair on fire, and like some of the Michael Scott drinks, like an orange vodka juice cut.
I'm not mad at it at all. I like that.
Fun,
That's
yeah,
fun.
it was fun.
And I told you, The Office, the American version of The Office, I mean, the British version of The Office is a work of genius.
Yes.
The American version of The Office at the same time is going to go down as one of the classic American sitcoms.
And they did have a lot more episodes to fill.
Oh, yeah. They had like
Yes.
10 seasons or something, right?
Yeah,
11.
And it does get bad toward the end, but those first like 4 or 5,
I don't think it gets that bad at the end. When you look back, compared maybe.
Compared.
But when
once
you look
Michael
back,
leaves.
I mean, it's very, very, very watchable. The end.
Yeah.
Even the end. It's like, this
Is Dwight quirky?
He's a little quirky.
It's a little quirky.
He's got a few quirks about him.
Walked into the reception too. It was the Office theme song.
So you went all the way.
We went all the way.
Does he love The Office?
Mm-hmm.
That's your
we've
guys'
always-
show.
Yeah, we've always loved it together.
Right. Did you ever cry during an episode of The Office?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What a
This is not
nerd.
good. This is
fucking nerd.
This is not good.
Shut
Kelsey.
up! You fucking cry all the time.
Yes,
Come
I
on.
do, but I know I'm a nerd. I acknowledge it.
I think Jim will cry at his wedding, though.
Yeah.
If he were to ever get married,
Oh yeah.
I believe he would cry at his wedding.
Probably. All the push I was giving up. Right,
Yeah,
guys?
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
animal.
Jim would be crying, and if it works out in my head the way I think it might, his dad would be crying at his choice of a partner.
And she would be crying.
Yeah. Be a lot of tears.
A lot of tears.
And
None
you-
for the right reason.
Right, you'd look around and be like, wait a minute, these aren't happy tears.
These aren't happy tears.
What's happening here?
Yes.
So you cried at The Office.
Yeah.
You cried at John Mayer.
Yeah. Speak now or forever hold her peace.
Yeah.
But
it was
not
great,
at,
though.
not at the, but the wedding was fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think what else.
Was it stressful? Did the family try to get involved, or were they mainly let you control it?
They mostly let me do it. Shit always happens.
Of course.
On a wedding. Excuse me. We had 2 people cancel 4 hours before the wedding.
Like guests or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a friend and her boyfriend.
People don't understand how rude it is to
So
cancel,
rude.
or some people just are like, I don't think I'm going to show up, and you're like, that's like really rude and expensive.
So expensive. It's
Yeah.
Why'd they
insane.
cancel?
She said that her boyfriend couldn't make it to town and that she was contagious. But she didn't apologize and she didn't offer to pay for anything. We had a couple other people fall out in the days leading up, but the first thing was like, hey, something came up, I can't make it. How much did it cost per
that's
person
fine.
so I can send you money? Like that without
Now,
question.
do you say this? That's really thoughtful. That also a gift on top of that, please. Like just so you
In
know.
addition to.
Did you tell them the cost per person?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did they send you the money?
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's fair. You're really not supposed to cancel out on
Day of, yeah.
Because
on
within
weddings.
within a certain time period, you
Yeah.
don't get that money back. They're making that food regardless.
Are you not friends with her anymore?
No.
You're not, right?
I mean, I didn't respond to the text. Also, to text the bride 4 hours before the ceremony, the bride in particular, you have so much shit you're doing that day to get ready. My husband basically woke up and threw on a suit. Like, for the guy, it's not as much preparation, but the girl, you're waking up.
It's nothing.
3 hours of makeup, hair, all this shit. And so to text the bride during that, I had to stop everything I was doing, email the caterer, text my dad who was setting up the centerpieces, take out the name tags. Like, we had, for, it being office themed, I had typed out a quote for each person that correlated with the table. So like the creed table, every person had a creed quote at their name tag. And so
different quotes.
So
a quote for every single person at the wedding.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the little bits of effort that people love. Yeah.
The creed table had like a bag of mung beans and like a scuba mask. And
I don't get it.
You don't watch the show.
You're a real bummer. God damn it.
Would you, if you had gone to the wedding, would you let Kelsey know? Kelsey, I don't understand.
What does this mean?
I don't get this.
Who am I sitting next to?
I don't get it. What does this quote mean?
Why is this?
Kelsey, this isn't funny.
I don't get it.
Fuck yeah.
But so people, like, they texted you day of?
A comic who I've been friends with for a couple years.
Wow.
She texted me 4 hours before, just being like, "Hey, hope you look great. My boyfriend couldn't make it to town."
Was it Rich Voss? Be honest.
So why wouldn't they know their boyfriend couldn't make it before?
Exactly.
Right.
That was another thing too. Is like, this guy was coming from, he was flying here. So there's no way you didn't know at least a day or two before this. Yeah. I can tell you afterward, but
nice.
I was
clearly
so
Kathy Griffin.
Sarah something?
No.
Let's just put it this way. Sarah Silverblank? Just put it this way. Sarah Silverblank?
No. But yeah, I was disappointed because at that, to me, that's hard to come back from. She had already kind of done something in the past that I'd forgiven her for too. So this was, I invited her to the wedding as like an olive branch. Maybe we can work through this. And then for her to do that, I was like, motherfucker.
That's a clearly selfish person move. It means you're a bad person if you do that. Like that's a symptom of not being a good person.
There's no excuse for
especially because she could come by herself, couldn't she? Like, at least
she said she was contagious, which I mean, I appreciate you not wanting to get people sick, but if you really have to cancel that last minute, which you don't, you could have given me so much more time. You should say you're sorry.
Is she a selfish person?
And say, I think so. I mean,
definitely
that's a very selfish thing to do.
Yeah.
Should say you're sorry, and you should offer to pay. I gave you a +1, so now that's $150 that just went immediately down the toilet.
When you watch The Office and you hear somebody say her quote, are you like, that's not even funny to me anymore?
Yeah.
I don't like that quote anymore.
Throw a full drink at the TV.
Do you think she was really contagious? Because wouldn't you know the day before you were sick?
She's not contagious.
No.
She's not. She's not even sick. She's probably healthy as a horse.
Yeah. And it was a small wedding. It was only 60 people. So this wasn't like a 200 person gonna be just walking down a buffet line. This was like
intimate.
a nice intimate thing. Yeah. So
where was it?
Down in La Jolla.
That's right.
Yeah, I was
Were you able to get past it? Were you invited?
Yes.
Oh.
But I told her in advance.
Yes.
How many days?
Sweet.
Plenty of time.
Many.
Yeah, many
months,
days. Not
months
day
ahead.
of?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, I'm not going to La Jolla.
No, I knew I wouldn't be.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's okay to.
I love Kelsey. I would have gone.
Of course, it's okay
to very much too.
It's okay to not be able to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had plenty of people say they couldn't come in. That's totally fine. But she sent an RSVP, and she was the only person who sent it 2 weeks late. Also, like 2 weeks after the date. I was like, that's kind of weird, but okay.
Dude, that's so symptomatic of a person who just wants to make it about themselves. Everything is about them. Everything is on their time. They can't for a second just be like, you know what? This is Kelsey's day.
Yep.
It takes a lot to put this together. Let me just keep things up. It's all about her. I don't even know her, and I'm telling you that's
why
who she
couldn't her
is.
boyfriend make it to town?
I have no idea.
Get it.
But she's a comic, and I will have to see her again. And
she's probably not that funny.
I have no problem telling her, like, yeah, that was really fucked up that you did that. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, maybe I don't want to confront this person. Maybe I was at fault a little. But this time, no.
Yeah.
100% she fucked up.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you get annoyed when that happens? And does it cloud you? Or are you able to get annoyed in the moment, push that aside, and have a good time?
I was annoyed for probably 20 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
I took the moment to be like,
I'm pissed,
but I can't. I'm not gonna let this one thing.
Right, I got Toby quotes.
Sonny was less irritated at the FBI than she was.
Yeah, there's too much shit. I mean, it's insane that day. You know, it's like 120 miles per hour. You wake up and you just.
I mean, not for me. I'm just a guy. I literally woke up whenever I wanted to. It was late in the day. Walked around for a while. Like I think people who were going, we were getting married in Connecticut, so everybody stayed at a hotel.
Yeah.
So the guests saw me just walking around, going like, "Aren't you like supposed to be doing something?" I had a hoodie on. I was like, "I'll get there."
Yeah.
And maybe 15 minutes before the car was pulling up to take me to the venue, I was like, "Let me put my tux on real quick."
Yeah.
It's.
And then
I got blown in a limo.
No, I know. I was at my wedding. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What
I
a
went up with
champion.
Sam.
No, that's not. That's not true. That's not
my
accurate,
God.
But yeah. But
Yeah.
are you guys gonna honeymoon?
We already did it. We did it right after.
Did you mini moon or honeymoon?
We honeymooned, but we didn't fly anywhere. We're flying places all the time for comedy, so I kind of wanted to
Excuse me, la
avoid.
di da. I forgot we were dealing with
mean,
a world
Kind
traveler.
of a big deal. I'm kidding.
Where'd you go?
We went down to Coronado for a few days, and then
What's that?
It's just down past San Diego. It's really pretty.
By Mexico?
Yeah, we just went to Mexico. No, it was nice. And
Went
then
to Juarez.
so I got to Tijuana for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we did Disneyland for 2 days. That was fun.
Perfect.
Which I feel like Jim.
Do you want rides?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel already like you would hate.
Not
that.
at all. I wish you were there when that family was fighting.
How great would that
Oh
be?
yes, I saw that footage right before.
The guy just comes over and he's just like, "Oh, there's another woman." He punches Chelsea in the face. Kelsey in the face.
Sam.
The name should be Chelsea. It's much more common as Chelsea.
That's your art.
He keeps saying Chelsea.
Well, because it's much more. The name Chelsea
Just
is.
change your name.
It's a very different name.
But it's much more. What's more common, Kelsey or Chelsea?
Depends if you're a Cheers fan. Chelsea is more popular.
That's true. I never mistake. When Kelsey Grammer was in here, I called him by the right name.
Yeah, you didn't, and you never said Kelsey Clinton.
Yeah.
Why would I even bring
Because
up?
you mixed those two names up.
But I didn't talk about Chelsea Clinton.
Sure you do.
I'm hurt.
Well,
I thought we were closer than that.
Yeah, me too.
That's humiliating.
Did you see the article? Like, it was such a clickbaity article that the New York Post just put out. That there was some Facebook status that a woman posted. She was super pissed. It's an old Facebook status, but it's come back into the conversation. That millennials without children shouldn't be at Disney World, and that this is for families, and there are these young people that don't have kids, and they're taking their place in line, and blah blah blah. And so this guy or girl, whoever it was, who writes for the New York Post, wrote an op-ed about how they're right.
What?
Young adults without kids shouldn't be going to Disney World.
Gives a fuck.
It's so
fuck
stupid.
off.
It's so
you care
stupid.
There are so many things at Disneyland that you wouldn't put your kid on.
Right.
And that you as an adult wouldn't want to go on.
And
Like,
just
it's too many separate things. It shouldn't be a problem.
And by the way, you fucking childless millennial that wants to go have fun at Disneyland, go fuck yourself if you don't like it.
Right.
They're the same as you. They're paying customers. At least childless millennials don't fucking drop their ice cream and shit their pants.
Right. How about this? If you have kids, figure out how a schedule works and figure out your fast pass system.
Yeah, and by the way, the childless
yes.
millennials aren't going to be fucking clogging up the line for a picture with Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah, go get your. Yeah, nobody's riding. You guys didn't ride the teacups in Dumbo, did you?
No.
Right.
It's exactly what I'm saying. I think there's very little overlap, to be honest. You're not putting your 3-year-old on Space Mountain.
No.
And that's what most adults want to ride. So.
Mothers with children should be allowed to skip all the line. She's just cranky.
Oh,
she had a fucking annoying day.
This is what her status said.
Yeah.
It said, "It pisses me off to no end."
6 exclamation points.
Yeah, and caps. When I see childless couples without, this is her writing, at Disney World. People without children need to be banned. Mothers and children should be allowed to skip the line. This C blank blank T in some very slutty shorts was buying a Mickey pretzel, and Aiden wanted one, but the line was very long. So I said later, and it broke his poor little heart, and he cried.
Oh, God.
I wanted to take that F blank 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 G pretzel from that tramp like Thanks, bitch. You made my son cry.
Boy, what a fucking
That
what
is
a
terrifying.
lump of shit this woman is.
You think she's mentally ill?
What a lump of shit. Fuck you and fuck Aiden. How about you
Poor
teach
Aiden.
Aiden that you have to be patient and wait in line?
Yeah.
Isn't that sad that that kid is being raised by her, though?
Horrible.
I would much rather talk to the slut with the pretzel. She has great taste in snacks. Her pussy's hanging out.
Right, I like
what
your
a fun
shorts.
girl.
I like your shorts. You want to share the mustard?
Absolutely. We'd dip it. I'd be like, this is my favorite food. I'd glance at her fucking cooter. It'd be all fucking dripping and winking at me. I'd say, what's that over there? And she'd pick it up and her asshole would hang out. I love her. This fucking dumb mom and her stupid kid.
It really is wild.
Standing in line.
Yeah.
You look at a line of people and the kid is crying because he wants a pretzel now and you're blaming the line.
Exactly.
Instead of going, hey, kid, there's going to be lines for the rest of your life. You're not always going to get a pretzel
Exactly.
immediately.
My egg is crying.
And that doesn't have anything to do with that chick not having kids. If you want everybody to have kids, you're going to have a longer line.
Yeah. There's
Fucking
more,
idiot.
more kids
Yes.
wanting
Twice as
pretzels.
many pretzels.
Yeah.
Relax.
She didn't like it because the girl. Here's the problem at the root of all this.
Yes, tell me.
The young girl in the slutty skirt was having fun and looking good, and you're carting around a fucking kid that's crying.
Yeah. This is an unhappy parent.
Too bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Breast milk dribbling down her shirt.
Exactly.
We should be able to cut the line. Shut up.
She just didn't want to be in the Orlando sun in the middle of the day with a screaming kid, and she's blaming the girl in the short shorts.
Exactly. While some girl with big fucking nipples popping out is fucking enjoying a pretzel. While Aiden fucking diarrhea shits down his legs.
Do you sometimes make up your own pictures when you read the articles?
Yeah. I want to see what the mom looks like.
Yeah, I would love to see that, wouldn't you? There's no, I don't think, because it's like an old screen grab of a Facebook status that blah, blah, blah. It's really just like bait to start this thing so that they're like, you know, they put out these op-eds sometimes because they know, oh, this will start the conversation going.
This is a woman who leaves like long Yelp reviews.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
About Burger King or you know, it's just nobody cares.
This is not
It's a
the first
waste
time
of
she's complained about something
Yes.
that doesn't need complaining about.
By the way, we should take a quick break because Daddy needs to make in the toilet.
Oh God, I hate when you say that.
I was gonna let's go to Mike in Orlando
All right.
real quick, just because it relates, and then then Daddy can
make in the toilet bowl.
Okay, that's bold.
Daddy has to make.
Have you ever, Kelsey? Have you ever been with Jim in a restaurant where he goes, "Excuse
yes
me,"
to whatever you're about to say.
Excuse-
Already, yes.
He'll ask the waitress, "Excuse me, where's the toilet bowl?" Come on.
Yeah, I like asking that.
Miss, which direction is the toilet
Where's
bowl?
the toilet bowl?
He's told the waitress that he has to go make before. It's horrifying.
Oh,
go now,
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I don't know how I'm going to top Jim's making story, but I will say in regards to there not being a lot of crossover between millennials at Disney and people with kids, I live in Orlando, so I take my kids to Disney World pretty often, and I have absolutely waited in line to meet a character behind dickhead, childless millennials who make it the biggest, grandest thing that they're going to meet a princess, while my 4-year-old daughter is freaking out, screaming that she can't go meet the princess. These assholes are having 15-minute conversations
Mike,
about how much they love their movie.
If somebody needs a little something for the gram, let them have a little something for the gram.
It's the fucking worst. But there are a lot of fun things to do in Disney World without kids, which is why I don't take them all the time, and I just go with me and my wife. But there are absolutely dickhead millennials who do things to enrage parents of children.
I don't mind that though. How about
Thanks,
this?
buddy.
The millennials won't go to Disneyland, and parents keep your fucking kids out of the movies.
Yeah, how about this?
How about
I like
that?
that.
How about this? Parents keep your kids off certain flights.
How about all airplanes? No kids on airplanes or movie theaters.
That's not realistic. They have to travel. So how about we designate certain mid-afternoon flights for parents with their kids?
Yeah.
You want the shorter lines at Disney? Fine. I want to sleep on my flight.
Yeah. The Alamo Draft House does this great thing where they do movie screenings that are meant to bring your kids. They leave the lights on. It says, kids are welcome. Anybody can talk during the theater. That's perfect. How about kids can only go to those screenings?
Absolutely. Especially with a show like Clockwork Orange. I don't want some fucking kid talking. Mama, why he slapping the ladies? You're fucking ruining it, boy.
Although it is funny to listen to them hum the songs when they leave the theater, listening to little kids humming those.
Yeah.
just makes you think about assault and rape.
Am I a droog?
Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
So, Karen.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big summer for you. It's a summer of love.
Oh my God, I'm so in love.
You're in a relationship. You're tweeting about it. You're
I
tweeting.
know.
I've seen naked pictures of you. I've seen naked pictures of him. It's
just we're disgusting.
You're just in
We're
a
so
naked
in
house
love.
together.
That's nice.
In love with each other.
It's nice, right? We're so in love. We like work out
Troy.
together.
Pull them up. So you work out together?
We work out together. We do yoga together. We take like hard classes together. Where you
What's
have to,
hard classes?
Like we have to like run on a treadmill, and the other one's doing burpees.
You like that.
Yeah.
You like seeing a guy who's that in shape.
Yep. Oh, he's ripped.
He's a hunk. I've seen him.
Thank
He's
you,
a good-looking chap.
Let's see. Are those his cheeks?
That's him
Yeah,
naked.
He has very.
That's him
I'll say he has very solid cheeks.
Good cheek.
He has very good buttocks.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you go to Karen Feehan on Instagram, that's KERRYN.
Yeah.
You can see naked pictures of her and
He looks
her
like my
new
Uncle
boyfriend.
Mike. He looks a lot. Yeah, a much younger version of my Uncle
I
Mike.
think he looks like a ripped, like tatted up Kennedy, like
Oh,
a bad
yeah.
boy Kennedy type like thing. That's what I.
That's not really good. Hope he doesn't have a golf club.
I'm a goner. Yeah, we're cute.
So you're
I love
you're
him.
loving
Yeah, really annoying. Like
relationship
Who do
life.
you look like?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, he looks like somebody famous.
It looks young.
Joaquin Phoenix. A lot of people say.
No, no,
Nope.
this
Just, I mean,
maybe.
just his lips.
Yeah.
He has a cleft lip?
Yes.
Yeah, just his cleft
That
palate.
gives character.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it's sexy.
If you're
But
good
no,
looking.
There's somebody
If
else.
you're an ugly guy with a cleft palate, it doesn't add.
You're right.
Doesn't make it better, does it?
You're right.
He looks like somebody else too. Joaquin Phoenix, yeah, but there's somebody else.
Yeah, when you're like an already handsome dude and you just happen to have a cleft palate,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh man, this guy must have a story.
Yeah, any kind of scar. Like Tom Hardy has that scar.
Exactly.
Ugh.
But when you're an ugly dude with a cleft palate, it's like, oh my god,
Yeah, it's sort of like put that one to sleep.
stay away from me. This is a mess up.
By the way, they're talking already, and I hate early Oscar buzz. Makes me sick in my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
But Joaquin Phoenix, they're saying he's very good as a Joker.
It's the Joker. I saw the trailer. It's
I don't
pretty
think
dope.
anybody's even
Yeah, Gary
seen the movie.
Gulman's in that.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays
Listen.
he's a
Batman?
comedian.
Oh.
Yeah. He plays a stand-up on stage. I recognize
cool.
Gary from his giant silhouette. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
fucking Gulman. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
7 feet tall.
I don't think
That's
anybody's
awesome.
even seen the movie.
No,
I saw
it's
the
been seen by
trailer.
some people. Yeah.
So I think that have people seen the movie, Travis?
Yeah, I think it's gonna premiere at the Venice Film Festival, and the guy who runs the Venice Film Festival is the one who's saying that this is gonna go to the Oscars.
Those are big
Yeah.
shoes. Imagine jumping into that role after
Right.
Heath.
I know.
Right.
Who
Tough.
was Oscar nominated?
Ah,
Won.
should have won.
He did win.
Did he?
Did he?
I think he died.
Did it matter? He
Well,
died.
he did.
won.
It was after. What?
He won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these guys don't know.
Oh, but he was dead
the
already,
one
right?
superhero or
Right.
superhero
So
character.
Really, Mary Kate Olsen won it. She got to keep it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's distasteful.
Is it?
Yeah, she killed him, right?
I think Ashley killed him.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. I thought you just didn't get the award. If you died, it's like, okay, well, we're not going to give him the award. We'll give him the second place.
Joaquin is too old for this, but I still want to see it.
So is
How do you-
Biden.
How do you know if he's too old? You haven't even seen the movie. What if it makes sense?
Maybe it does. You're right. But Joker was always a young man.
I don't know. Cesar Romero.
Yeah.
He was
What
pretty
about-
old.
Jack Nicholson was not a young
You
man.
know what? All right. I'll. Okay. You guys make a good point.
If
All
it
right.
makes sense, if he's like, oh, I'm,
Hey, you know what?
I'm a 20.
I'll take the hit.
True.
Taking the hit.
Now, if he's sitting there going like, I'm a 22-year-old living with my mom, I just like comedy. It's like, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is a little old for that. I would agree with you if that's the plot.
Plays a comedian in the Joker. It's a little different. It's not as nearly as menacing or good as Heath Ledger's.
How do you know?
We don't know if it's
the
menacing or
the
good.
face paint.
Aha.
Oh.
Well, they had to change it up.
Well, it's also an origin story.
Oh.
It's like why he is the way he is. Like it's
Yeah, and it's the first time he put on the makeup. So,
Right.
Heath's character, he'd had that makeup on for, 6.5 years.
Heath was it annoyed me how good he was. 'Cause
So
it's
good.
untouchable. No matter what anybody does, it will always be like, there's no one better than him at that.
It's great.
It's one of the best things I've ever seen anybody do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
And a lot of it was ad lib.
Was it really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. Some of the dialogue could have been written slightly better, but I think that's the writing that's not him.
I mean, look, was it so good that it should kill a person? No.
Yes.
No.
No. It wasn't so good that he's like, oh my, like when news reports were like, oh, he just went into such a dark place to play the Joker that he ended up killing himself by mistake. No.
I know.
Mm-mm.
Those scars
I
on
don't
his
think so.
face. I mean, what a
That's makeup.
I know, but it was still an amazing no one ever saw the Joker like that. He was always this fucking joke.
That was the Penguin, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
wouldn't it be great if they did the movie with Heath Ledger as the Joker, super realistic, like menacing, and then it was like Danny DeVito as the Penguin, just being all cartoonish.
Right.
It's like, what are you inviting
Or
him?
he's just his character from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, with a penguin hat on.
He's the guy from Twins.
Yeah. I'm the Penguin. Like, what are you doing?
I love when they show him without the. When my favorite thing is when he's standing there trying to get the motorcycle to hit him.
Yeah,
like he wants to commit suicide.
Come on,
hit
me.
He wants to commit suicide with Batman.
Yeah.
Just what a great sociopath.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you like when he visits Harvey Dent?
Yeah.
What does he say to him?
He like whispers in his ear something, right? I don't know.
Yeah. He says,
Oh,
So when's this come out? I'm talking
October?
to Jim. Talking about
Oh,
Jim.
yeah. It's a process.
yeah, sometimes you poke your head out. You're like, oh, it's too cold. It's warmer in here.
I think the new Joker movie is supposed to be October.
Oh boy!
And if this is that good, it's literally the first. I guess Wonder Woman people enjoyed, but all of the DC superhero movies have just been so awful.
Really?
Awful.
Batman's been killing it.
No.
Wonder Woman.
De Niro's in this?
Aquaman killed it.
Aquaman didn't kill it.
Who's De Niro in this? Sorry, guys. I didn't know Robert De Niro. Bob's in this?
Oh, you just wanted an excuse.
No, but I didn't know he was in that. I mean, Jesus, hold on. Our thing comes out and
oh my God.
You got a thing with Bob?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What?
He's doing it on purpose.
No, I'm just...
He's name dropping. Yes, we talked about it yesterday.
You got a thing with Bobby D?
He's in The Irishman, but he's probably cut out. He's probably not...
How about that?
You just wanted a party for yourself.
Wow.
No, I didn't...
We're not talking about that. We talked about it yesterday.
Oh, really? I don't know.
I'll pull up the IMDb, Jim.
You don't have to. I mean, it's not out yet. I'm honestly don't know if I...
Good for you. Celebrate yourself.
Not until I see myself in it. If I'm in it, I'm in it.
Shameless.
No,
Could be
it's
cut
not.
out. Could be on the cutting room floor.
Should be proud of
That's exactly
himself.
it.
It's not a very big part.
So
No, it's a small part.
There's
Yeah.
no small parts.
There are.
No, only small actors. That's
Yeah,
what they
I mean,
say.
look at the guy.
That's true. I'm a diminutive little...
Tiny little guy.
Yeah.
He has small parts.
So
I
no,
am
didn't know-
excited for the Joker.
I am too. I did not know that I
Jim
didn't...
Norton.
did
Don
not-
Rickles. You play Rickles?
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's a nightclub scene, but again, we'll see.
I mean, let's not act like this is a stretch.
It is cool.
Wow.
It is cool, but
I don't
it's
know
also
if it'll-
great casting.
I don't know if it'll be... well, you know what it is? Marty had seen the specials, and Marty just made a decision.
Wow.
Are you talking about the director Martin Scorsese?
I am.
Okay.
No, I didn't know he was... I want to see him in... who's he playing in the fucking Joker?
Who, Martin?
Bob.
Oh. Are you talking about actor Robert De Niro?
Yeah,
Bob. Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe he's
Murray
playing the
Franklin.
Joker's right-hand man, Bob.
He plays a talk show host.
Ooh,
Does he?
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, you see him in the trailer.
Oh,
Murray
that's right. You know
Murray
why?
Franklin, wow.
You know why? And I'll tell you what's so great about it. I remember this from the trailer, is that it kind of starts, it harkens back to King of Comedy.
That's
like,
the first thing I thought.
what's going on with Joker
Brian Callen's in this? Mark
Okay.
Maron?
is harkening back to the King of Comedy. And then you see De Niro plays the role that Jerry Lewis had.
Oh.
And you're going like, that's such a cool
Awesome,
little
yeah,
tie-in.
okay.
Oh, you know what? De Niro says his role in Joker plays homage to his character from King of Comedy.
Rupert
Who
Pupkin?
called it?
You did, Sam.
De Niro.
Nice.
And De Niro.
Let me see the trailer. I want to see De Niro. I didn't see that.
I mean, it's a split second.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Towards the end.
The guy who directed Hangover. All the Hangover movies did
Phillips?
this. Todd Phillips. Yeah. Yeah, you can fast forward to the end of the trailer, I guess, if you just want
Joker.
to
Pull it up.
It's not a good Joker. Jim.
I do a good Joker. They fucking hate it.
Try
Yeah.
to pull it up.
It's pulled up.
Oh, okay.
I like the song choice of the trailer. It's very dramatic.
It is.
My life was a tragedy.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
See, that's him. There's your De Niro moment.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
I
It's
love
just
this
kind of...
70s New York-y look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of... God damn it, I like it.
It looks like it's going to be
a-
good.
He like feels like the Warriors or something. A
Right.
little. Like,
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
The Lizzies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does look like it's going to be good.
Yeah, the trailer was great.
Yeah, I'm excited about
Yeah,
it.
why am I hating? I'm sure it'll be good.
Because you're a hater.
Don't hate.
Appreciate.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's good. So far I paid
Thank you so
$100 for eggs.
What?
No change, huh?
What? Like a woman's egg?
No change will be given.
No change was sent. God damn, I want to see this now.
Yeah, I saw the Tarantino movie. Did you guys see that?
I'm going to see it this weekend.
It was long. He didn't edit it.
Did you
enough,
like it?
But I liked. I mean, I like
Oh, he
watching.
didn't. Listen to this one.
I don't know. I mean,
He didn't edit it
A lot
enough.
of people have been saying that, and I agree with them. I'm not saying
You
like
should
I
have taken
came up
your
with that
advice.
thought. I was long. I mean, I know Tarantino movies are long, but
I'm so sick of this. Everybody
Hold
who's
on,
saying
a lot of people. Look,
it's a Tarantino movie. It's 2.5 hours. All of his movies are 2.5 hours.
The fact that Karen's shoelaces look like the ends of old curtains.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
they do.
Look at those tassels.
I like them.
I ripped them off my
Yeah.
nipples. I put them on my shoes.
Do you ever pull one when you want the butler?
My feet just graduated.
But I want to. I'll see it. But
Definitely
everyone,
see it. Definitely see it. I
A lot of
there's
people are
great
saying it's
scenes.
too long.
There's great scenes.
It's not too long. It's longer than other movies.
You saw it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing.
It's fantastic.
Does it have a good dialogue like the other ones?
It's incredible dialogue. It's definitely his best movie, at least since the Nazi movie. It's definitely the
Inglourious.
best since Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe even better than Inglourious Bastards.
Wow.
What was the one that he did before this?
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
I didn't
He
see
did Django. It's
Saw
better
that.
than those
Saw
two.
that.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. All right. I heard the last 20 minutes are amazing.
They're incredible, but the whole movie's incredible.
Yeah.
People who are just like, the ending was good. Stupid people.
You know that I saw it with someone who didn't know about the Charles Manson murders. Like he didn't know about that. He's
It's-
like, "What were they doing there?" I'm like, "You kind of need to know that. I
You
think to
do.
really enjoy it."
Yeah,
It's so funny because the same thing, you notice this like when Kanye West did songs with Paul McCartney, you started searching through Twitter,
Yeah.
and there were so many people going
Who's
like,
this old dude?
yeah, Kanye's the man for putting this new guy Paul McCartney on. Like, nobody knew who he was.
Right.
And there were a lot of people that went and saw Once Upon a Time,
Yeah.
and then
We're
you
like-
come back and you start scrolling through Twitter, and
You
they're
gotta
like,
know I think you have to know the history to
Who's-
really love it.
I mean, at least the basics.
A little bit. Yeah. yeah.
At least know what Charles Manson
and
did.
I had just rewatched Valley of the Dolls.
Yeah.
So I
Sharon
was
Tate.
I was right in it.
Yeah, I love it.
Sharon Tate's so hot.
Yeah.
So is
hot.
Margot Robbie.
Crazy.
Both hot.
Both
Yeah.
hot.
And that's her hero.
But there's a new young brunette chick in it too, as a scene with Brad Pitt. That's very good.
Pull it up.
The girl.
It's not. It just came out in theaters. How could the,
I
how
don't
could
wanna
the scene
spoil
be
it.
on YouTube?
But it's something to
Pull
look
it
forward
up,
to.
Troy.
Well, we can pull her up.
That's right.
Pull her
You
up.
could-
just-
you-
Are you talking about
could-
the hitchhiker?
You could, yes. And I just she was on Conan or Fallon or somebody. She was on something promoting it. She's adorable.
All right,
She's
that's
too
pull-upable.
She's too fucking
Yeah,
cute.
it's true, right?
Troy, would you pull it up?
Pull it up. You
She-
fucking homo.
Do it, Troy.
Come on.
Come on, Troy.
Do as I say.
Hurry up, Troy.
What? I mean, you probably doesn't know her
up.
name.
Pull it up. Come on.
Troy,
Work
enough
those
with
ones
the-
and twos.
Enough with the talkie. Pull it up.
Yes.
Come
Make like
on.
a DJ and zip it.
That's right.
Say something funny.
Put the-
What am I, DeRosa?
Wow, what a cat.
Is it Margaret Qualley?
It is, Mark. You're so smart.
Oh, Bruce Dern is in this too?
Yeah.
Didn't he die?
Margaret Qualley.
That's Heath Ledger.
Isn't he dead?
I don't know
No.
if Bruce Dern is dead or not.
Bruce
I don't
Dern
think
took
he is.
Burt Reynolds' place.
Andrew Yang is playing Bruce
Not
Lee.
Burt Reynolds is. Burt Reynolds plays. Burt
Yeah,
Reynolds.
You're the one who
Those
thought
are
Bruce
great
Dern
scenes.
was dead.
Yeah, at least I know Burt Reynolds is. Burt Reynolds is.
Burt Reynolds was supposed to play the role that Bruce Dern did.
Grammar's more important than knowing if Bruce Dern is alive or not. So I will side with Jim.
God damn it.
God, yeah, I'm sure Bruce Dern is great.
Everybody's
So
great
good.
at
But
it.
Burt Reynolds was always so fucking good.
I stand by it, and I apologize to Kelsey Cook for saying it because I like Kelsey, but people who thought that the movie was too long or dialogue heavy or didn't like it are stupid people. It's stupid.
I think it's just we're conditioned to things move faster. I mean,
Well, whatever you like, you like. You don't have to apologize to this bully bum because you thought it was too long.
Sit back
You
and-
like a short, quick rom-com. It's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
you dumb woman.
Sit back and appreciate a filmmaker's work.
Vision, yeah.
Or-
Okay. All right.
I'll
All right.
so I
see
can
it.
watch a little YouTuber open toys or some shit on
You got
YouTube.
something? We got
okay?
TikTok? Send me a link.
People love that
Yeah.
TikTok.
Throw me a TikTok.
Too many people are saying it was too long. I'll watch it and see.
Yeah, because a lot of people are so stupid.
They are.
It's shorter than Hateful Eight.
Well, that was too long.
It
But I mean,
wasn't
this
too
is
long.
it's a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
No, I like them long. I want to see the whole thing.
You just,
I bet
you
you do.
You just got to go with like the right mindset. You have to be hydrated, full tummy. You know, I went and got snacks in the middle. I'll be honest. I missed about 12
That's
minutes
okay.
of the middle.
That's a lot, but that's okay.
And I brought snacks back for everyone. I hunted,
Damn. Really good
I
of
hunted
you.
and gathered for everyone, for my whole row.
See, I went to Alamo Draft House, so I got a meal and popcorn and the
fuck
whole
you,
thing.
Roberts, you bougie bitch.
And there's waitress service
Are the lights
going back
on
and
or off?
forth. Off.
I hope.
There's
Look at you.
What do you mean? Are they on or off?
I said
It's a movie.
There's an Apocalypse Now version, the original Apocalypse Now. The unedited version, the director's cut, is awful,
horrible.
Not like they every edit they made sense. So sometimes you need to edit a lot of shit out.
Not in this one.
Sometimes, and Tarantino, people have criticized him since Sally. I forget her last name. She died. His editor, who was involved with all of his great films, and she died hiking. And his films might have changed a little after that because she was a really big part of his movies.
I think they did. Like, definitely his later movies are far less fast paced, and they're all longer. But they're also more indulgent. Like, he's also now allowed to do whatever he wants.
They would argue, though, apparently, like but he said she was usually right. Like the editor, a good editor.
Do you think he would talk fast and use a bunch of words?
Yeah, but she probably
No,
didn't
Sally,
give a
that's not what
fuck.
I'm thinking, Sally.
Yeah, she was probably like, no, it just doesn't work.
Right.
They say good editors don't watch.
That probably fought the most.
And the families hated each other.
And
There
the
was a
families
physical
hated each other. There were
confrontation.
physical fights. It was Chantel and her husband. And her husband, I think, is from Dominican Republic. Right?
Yeah, not the most reasonable.
Right. And they ended up like the husband ended up getting into a fight with her little brother, and the parents don't talk to each other, and the husband's sister called the wife a bitch and a whore, and all this stuff has gone on. They just constantly fight. The Chantel and her husband are fighting over the families, and they just fight all the time. And they announced at the reunion that they're doing a spin-off show where it's just going to be Chantel and her husband, and they're just following them around, hoping that the fights continue.
It makes me really fucking hate the producers.
Why?
And because you can just see that when a couple is falling, I can hate the people at the network.
But I think that this has a lot more to do. It's one thing if they start a certain way and it falls apart.
And was texting and talking. And he goes, well, let me just go and be happy she's my age. And that must have hurt.
Age is always a big thing for women.
Because this little blonde thing that married Jay, like,
she's very cute.
She's super cute. She's not an old lady.
No, she's probably in her 30s.
Yeah.
But he's like 21.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
young swinging dick from Jamaica.
Right.
And he's a good-looking guy. He shaves the little cuts into his eyebrows. He's probably rolling in pussy.
Well, yeah, and when we met them, it was very clear that the strong bond between them was mainly sexual.
Yeah.
It appeared that they liked having sex all the time. And even, like, when they were going to get married, every word out of this Jamaican kid Jay's mouth was about fucking her.
But he was dumb, though, because he didn't wait. Like, he rushed into being just... It's like, give yourself a time to get used to the fucking States and then start fucking around.
Look. You're 21, 22,
By the way,
23.
I'm doing exactly what I did. You hear me 10 seconds ago, and now what I'm doing, I'm right in again.
Of course you are. It's interesting.
I'm right back in. I know.
What do you...
I know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You
When
know
you
why?
like...
Because you want to be better than this, but we're not.
God, that's exact. All right, Travis said exactly it. I want to be better than this, and I'm not.
None of us are.
You're right. I want to be better than this, and I'm not.
Yeah, I don't care about it. I'm not even trying to convince myself that I should be better.
But Travis
than
hit that's exactly what it was. It's like, I really do want to be better. Not for appearances, but in my soul, I want to be better, and I'm not.
But I'm
not better.
You don't have to be better than this.
But I'm worse.
You can be worse. It's okay.
I'm not better than this. You're right, Travis.
Look, if you have people in your life, friends or whatever.
I do.
That's
Right
not
back.
wasn't the end of the. We're not going to break.
Okay.
If you be right back. If you have friends in your life, loved ones that are going through relationship trauma, and you're like laughing at them and entertained by that, then you're a bad person. If you have people who volunteer for a show, put all their fights on display, knowing this is a show about people fighting with each other, knowing everybody knows what they're doing here.
Yeah.
And you watch that and you're entertained by people entertaining you with their nonsense. It doesn't make you a bad person.
I don't feel bad when if it just doesn't work out. Like, it happens. happens, like he actually at one point said that he didn't have sex with anybody, and she said, "Really?" And he said, "April Fools." But I realize, like, at times, like the pain these people have is real. Like, so you do kind of at times feel bad for them, even though they're on TV and they volunteer for it. It's like, like they are being kind of, devastated by some of these things. I am curious though as to what happened to some of the other couples.
But I mean, think about it. You're a Jamaican kid, 21, 22, 23.
An Irish guy.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh.
You're there. He said, they said he was just fucking everything that moves in Jamaica when he was living there.
Yeah.
You get to the States.
He probably like white women.
I would imagine he went to the States with one, right? You get into the United States. You see these apps where there's just hundreds and hundreds of women at your disposal.
Of the type of women you used to fuck in Jamaica as tourists.
Right.
Now they're everywhere.
And they got money?
And they got money. And
you think at his age you can be strong enough to sit there and go, you know what? Before I do anything like this, I should wait.
He's a good-looking guy, too.
Yeah. Like, it's like being a little kid going into a candy store and saying, I shouldn't have any dessert until after dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can't. How could he wait?
But it was so funny when the other guy looked at Jay and he's like,
you fucking dirtbag scumbag.
He's probably playing that.
Who's the other guy?
The big guy with the fucking beard. Fucking
the Russian guy with the bow tie.
Of course, he's Russian with the bow tie. Boy, that guy's a problem. He probably takes giant kielbasi shits.
Yeah, he does.
He could punch through a wall.
Yeah, you're not treating her right.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
So, I think most of my attention was focused on Larissa and Colt. This is the couple that we've talked about. Colty, he is the Godzilla-shaped young man.
Yes, he is, exactly.
The new Godzilla shape.
Yes, he perhaps he's perhaps on the spectrum, judging by the way he sits.
Now, I've heard
his little feet pointed out and his hands on his legs. Crazy. He's the worst setter ever.
People say that he's not that nice of a guy, and he's very into, like, strip clubs and finding chicks there and going. Apparently, he's kind of perverted.
Oh, good.
Apparently, not like in an unhealthy way, but apparently he's kind of perverted, and they just don't show that part of him on the show.
That's not true. He's a good boy.
He lives with his mom.
Let's go have some beef stew.
It sounds like that, Debbie. Now, unfortunately, Larissa and Debbie never really got along.
They were at odds.
Yeah, there was a lot of conflict on the show. At one point, Colty did call the police on Larissa and filed charges for physical assault.
Multiple times.
Charges were dropped.
Yeah.
But there were multiple charges of physical assault.
Yeah.
There was another, regrettable moment when Larissa took off her wedding ring and engagement ring as well, the diamond ring, and flushed it down the toilet.
And they discussed how much it was worth last night.
There was didn't agree on it though.
They did not agree because I'm wondering because he doesn't have a lot of money, and they said how much did you spend for that? And he said he spent $2,000, and she took issue with that and said you didn't spend more than $200 on that ring. It's not a particularly great ring.
So she's thinking 200.
And the mother's chimed in. The mother's got it. She just sits there with her.
And that's like taking Colty's paycheck and flushing it down the toilet.
I just love that the mother...
She's in on it.
But yeah, that's also where you know what's going on. That the mother sees the financial value of the ring. Not like... I feel like it's one thing if it's $2,000 or $200 or however much it was. But really the symbolism of taking your engagement and wedding ring, whatever it is, and flushing it down the toilet, that should hurt more than the financial value.
3 people walked off last night. That's my favorite thing. There's always someone who storms off set.
Right, but then they come back after the break.
Of course they do.
They come right back because they love the cameras. They could leave at any time.
Or just not go to begin with.
Of course you don't have to go. You realize, this show is really a toxic thing. I'm not going to go back. That's why I don't get upset about it. Because they already know the toxic environment that they're in. They're volunteering for the toxicity, and they go, can I please have some more?
I bet you Michael from fucking, where's he from? Was he African or from...
Is Michael the one that...
the guy who was like, oh, she's fat.
Yeah, he's from Africa, and he had an overweight blonde white woman meet him in Africa, and he looked for clothes that were flattering for her, and he let the store clerk know she's a little embarrassed to try things on because she's fat.
Yeah, she is fat. I'll bet you he is still trying to parlay that into a season 2 and trying to find another girl. It's me.
Exactly.
I have another
Exactly.
I met someone. I guarantee you, all these guys that are no longer on,
of course,
are looking. Even though he doesn't understand, he was interesting because he was dating her.
Exactly. But they all want a little more of that rub. They all want more fame. I don't know. We got a few clips.
How's the Russian kid doing with his?
Well, yeah. See, like that's one of those that I think that
doing
is
okay.
Yeah, that's where they kind of make up a little of the tension. Like I think he's just got normal issues where the dad and the son-in-law don't get along that well.
No, not them. I mean the one who had the baby in Russia, but he didn't file her papers.
Oh.
But it seemed like they were doing okay.
I think they were doing okay. That's why they don't spend much time covering them.
Yeah, and that's kind of annoying. Like I'd like to see them doing well. And
the British couple, the guy who was
she's
stuck
over
in England.
there now.
Yeah, she's over there. They're doing fine.
But isn't it like, are they married yet? I guess they are.
I think they're married, yeah.
And he can't get over here?
He can't because he's got assault charges.
Now, will he ever get that dropped or no? I mean, will he ever be able to or no? They don't know.
I'm not a Bobby.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you are in someone's lap.
Because of bobbing? You want to see a clip of Larissa and Colt just kind of talking about their marriage to bring everybody up to speed?
Let's get everybody up to speed.
Okay, let's go to track 1. It was a great show. I mean, I missed several episodes this season.
Me too.
But I felt okay. Because again, you don't need to watch every episode.
No.
It's just more fights.
My favorite one is I also love the chubby white girl who's dating the guy from Morocco. And at the end of it, they realize, she's like, yeah, people are asking why we're not married because it's been 3.5 years. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
3.5 years?
Yeah.
She hasn't seen her in a year.
Yes.
They haven't seen each other in a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's I don't think that has a great future.
Absence can make the heart grow fonder, though.
Yes, and apparently it doesn't make the waist grow thinner.
Okay. She wouldn't like to hear that.
Well, I mean, look, that's probably the problem why he's probably not doing it. Because she's a big girl.
He did, when he met her, he did mention he was disappointed with her size.
Did he really? And
He
she's
did.
not doing, and it's been 3.5 years and you're not dropping it.
I mean, she hasn't dropped weight.
No.
No. And Russ and Pow are just sitting in the middle so Pow can sit there and judge everybody. She's the greatest.
Yep.
Happy for everything, but I also want my husband, you know.
Larissa, you're using Debbie as an excuse.
No, you don't listen.
Listen.
I say I'm not blaming Debbie.
Yes, you just said you wish I was the man for you, your husband for you, but Debbie. Like, you could have been a wife anytime. You could have been there for me. I don't think you've done anything for me at all in the time that we
Did
were
you
married.
remember when I tried to clean the house and Debbie gets upset? Debbie is territorial like a cat, you know? And she doesn't, we want all other woman there. You know this.
I think when they show the faces, they're all looking at each other. Either they just take shots of them looking and dub it in to get reactions.
They're laughing at him. Like, I think it's so funny to watch a couple arguing on television. It's one of the biggest shows on cable. And they're just sitting there going, remember I tried to clean the house? And Debbie was like, oh, you can't clean the house. We got to do a fight. And it's like, that's what we're watching.
Yep.
It's great.
It's just watching people.
It does make you feel better about your own interactions. You're like, oh, I'm doing great. My relationship is so healthy.
By the way, Brian in Philly is exactly correct. I know I'm going to keep watching for all the fucking shit I just talked. I'm not better than this. Travis, am I better than this? Oh, where's Travis?
You went to
Rob knows
taking
you're
a
not
shit.
better than this too. I don't know why you were going off on that.
Well, it's just something that I've
like
thought
you got
of.
so woke all of a sudden.
No, it wasn't. Well, I just was annoyed with myself. I'm like, why am I enjoying this? But that Travis hit the nail on the head.
You became a woke SJW.
Yes, I did.
Let's go to Brian in Philly. What's up, Brian?
Hello, white male.
Cis white male. What's up, Brian?
Hey guys, how you
man.
doing?
Hey, good.
Do you have the scene where sexy Chantel is yelling at Colty and she says, "Don't say another word to me," and Colty just sits back and he goes, "2 things, 3 things." And her head fucking explodes.
I don't know. Thank you, buddy. I mean, the fights between the couples interacting with each other is great. And that's another reason, by the way, why Chantel is the one that got the spinoff show. Just because she's like super hot.
I guess she is.
She's a little ditzy. Like, the more you get to know her, the more you're like, this is a lot to deal with. She's a bit of a ditz.
A little?
She's a bit of a ditz. Do you find her to be ditzy, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch her show at all?
I haven't seen it yet. No, there's so many hours of this. I only have so
only
many
so
hours
many
in the day. I'm trying to raise my own family.
They're
you
doing
know,
another before the 90 days starting.
of
like
course
last
they are.
night.
This is becoming the 90-day network.
Are you guys watching? You watching The Other Way?
Not yet.
Oh, it's
No.
great.
I'm sure it's amazing.
Do you like these shows?
I'm addicted.
They're great.
I like 2 shows on television. This one and Ancient Aliens.
Now,
That's
what
about
is
it.
what is the and they, what is the
90 Day the Other Way?
Yeah, it's when they go live there.
They go there.
Which I mean, it sounds amazing.
It
sounds fucking incredible.
This old lady goes with this young Indian guy, moves over to India. He wants her to wear like the traditional stuff.
Of course, they're in India.
He never told his parents, so he lied to his parents to move somewhere else. And then the old lady's upset.
How old are we talking?
She's in her 60s. He's probably 30.
That's great. See, already I'm hooked. I think that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does sound interesting.
These people move to third world countries,
and it's also so funny. The couple with the chubby lady there and her husband or boyfriend in Morocco,
Nicole and Azin.
Thank you. Yes, are you going to move there with him? And it's almost like, do you really think he wants to live in his home country with her? He wants to get to America. He's not going to live there with her.
Of course. Yeah, you got
What a goose.
You're gonna have Chantel on this new show, running around in a bikini on the Dominican Republic, and then fighting with her in-laws. That sounds like a great show.
Yeah.
I just don't like when it feels forced and like I like if it's going to be conflict and they show it. Okay, fine,
bro.
But I don't. It's like that a lot of them are just like, oh, here's the 2 families.
What are you watching? You know what I mean? This is what this is.
I guess it is.
Something else kind of funny. I don't know if you noticed, like when they take a break and stuff, they're all drinking Red Bull.
Of course they are. Like that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Just trying to jack them up.
Of course,
get you way caffeined up.
Right. You want another Red Bull? They're trying to give him 6 packs of Pepsi.
I'll bet there's
in the
liquor
break.
backstage too.
Of course, there's liquor. Of course, there is.
You want a drink?
Yeah. Here, like Colt. Let's relax. Have a shot, and you'll see. We'll play a couple of clips. The more Colt gets worked up, the more he's like demanding that they do things. Like he's trying to direct the show, and they never listen to him.
No, they did with one thing though.
Well,
he was going to leave.
Yeah, it took him a while though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the description. It's Colt and Larissa talking about their marriage.
Larissa, you could have been more patient. That's
You
all I
know,
wanted.
you know this, Coach. You cannot deny.
Larissa, there were a lot of people who questioned whether you even loved Colt. What would you say to them?
I truly love Coach. In my way, I did everything for him, and maybe it wasn't enough. Plus, we had problems.
Do you think Larissa really loved you?
No.
I don't know.
What? Of course not. No, of course not.
She might have, on some level, had something for him, but
Jim, you are such a sucker for love.
No,
She wanted to come to the States.
She 100%. But I also think that he was in the mother thing. Like, I think that might have just made her go, what the fuck is this?
It was the torso thing, too.
Yeah, the torso thing's not good.
Larissa's hot. A bit nutty, but hot.
A bit. I think she's, my opinion is that she has some kind of a personality disorder.
Yeah, but hot.
Yeah. Not
fun.
hot. What's that?
Probably a lot of fun.
Oh, yes, but not hot enough. She has kids. She said that at the end. I want for my kids. I didn't know she had kids.
Not in the States.
But not hot enough to pull this off. Like to
with
be
Colt
as difficult. Yeah, I guess so.
With Colt, you have to figure out like what's the ratio here.
Colt never got a woman like that before that could rock his world like that.
That's true. You think she fucks him good?
Amazing.
And I'm gonna make a wild prediction here. I don't think Colt looks that good naked.
No,
I disagree.
I think he may have torso issues.
Maybe, and his little feet point out.
I think so. I think so.
I mean, there's times where he has full-on breasts.
Yeah, he does.
Look, Troy, if we could refer to them as torso issues, let's keep it fair,
Yeah, he had a lot of time to slim down. He didn't.
Did he still have the breasts at the reunion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he was very, very busty.
Busty.
Yeah, he was Meatloaf in Fight Club.
Meatloaf's nickname in Fight Club was, I believe, Bitch Tits.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure we're all on the same page.
Larissa loved me, but the way she acted, she never listened to anything that I needed or wanted from her. She always complained about my mother or money or the car or everything was wrong with her.
The problem was, Coach, I tried to work out.
You ignored me 99% of the time. I just said I wanted a hug. You called me needy. I asked you to calm down, not to yell and scream and go crazy because you wanted to clean the garage. I said, just chill out. We cannot even get along together as a couple, and you're worried about cleaning the garage.
Yeah, he wants to hug. She goes, "You're needy.
You're needy. Go clean the garage, you needy."
Yeah.
And then we'll go straight to the third clip because the mom came on.
Yeah. She didn't do what she said she was going to do. I want her to get deported.
It's always good when you're confronting your ex-wife on television because they're divorced now already, Colty and Larissa.
They are, yeah.
It's always good when you're confronting your ex-wife on television to have your mom there to support you.
Yep.
You know?
Being here is...
Can you already hear the Jim impression?
So good.
Like to anybody that doesn't watch. Can you hear that? Like it's a spot-on impression?
If Larissa starts attacking me, I will attack back. I'm just going to clap back. I'm not going to let her talk to me that way.
And what's amazing is Jim does a pretty good physical impression of her as well.
Thank you. That was not intentional.
Oh, is that right? You didn't come in your in
My
your
pants?
In
Yes,
your,
I did.
In your Debbie outfit?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
I'm sure Larissa is going to be blaming me for everything.
She looks like an old male country western singer.
Yeah, like Porter Wagner towards the end.
Yeah, like she should be fucking getting a lifetime achievement at the Grand Ole Opry on the fucking Country Channel.
Got a rhinestone jacket on with fringes on the arms.
Boy, there's a lot of cameras there.
Yeah, they got a lot of cameras. They want to make sure they catch everything.
They film everyone.
Yeah, they got tons of cameras so that they get every bit of footage they can get and lots of coverage backstage.
Her upcoming court date isn't very far away, and I want her to be deported. Because as long as she's here, she'll always have Colt to fall back on, and I don't want that. God, she's gotten skinny.
Hey, Mom.
You don't want to hear that.
Debbie. Hello.
You been watching?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I couldn't hear her real well.
Oh, good.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm fantastic. My question to you is, what was it like living with Larissa during this time?
She was a real cunt. She would always make fun of my apartment and talk about my son's bosoms.
Man, look how skinny Colt's ankles are.
Yeah.
I mean, you wonder,
Yeah.
how can ankles that size support what's above it?
My son has tiny ankles and a little head. He has parentheses disease.
It's like you just got the font size all wrong. The font size is 16. The parentheses is a 7.
Little teeny ankles, little bowling shoes.
Yeah,
not comfortable.
And he's got that tiny little head. You see, the head is depressing because when somebody's got a head that size and ankles that size, you realize that they're not. The genetics haven't made them overweight.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you see a fat guy with a fat head, you go, you know, it's one of those things where there's probably a lot of genetics. He's going to have to work really hard to get that weight off because he's probably got a lot of fat folks in his family. When you see a guy with a small head and small ankles and a big fat torso, you go, okay, that's just indulgence. Yep. That's just somebody who enjoys a treat.
Hell. It was hell. Larissa is very moody. One day she wake up, she's happy as can be. She's all friendly, and the next day she'd wake up and she wouldn't talk to you.
Larissa, was that true? Were you very moody with Debbie? Would she try to say good morning?
I never blame you 100%, Debbie. If you listen to me, I always say what a good mother. You take care of your son. But, yes, I won't lie to you. I wanted to live with Colt alone.
Other country to marry a man and then you have to live with his mom.
Yeah,
it's not exactly a dream scenario.
And his mom is not like just in the bedroom ill. His mom is like running the household.
Right, and she's got a very annoying voice as she runs the household.
My glasses, where's my hairdo? Where's my hair gel?
You threw your rig down the toilet?
That's one of Colty's paychecks. Colt shouldn't have to deal with this. I don't like air conditioning.
Why does Colty's mom know anything about Colty's paychecks?
She shouldn't.
My mom doesn't know anything about my paychecks.
I love my mother.
She handles his bills still, I bet.
I bet she does too. Colty, just put your money in my account. I'll handle it.
I'll make you some of the succotash in the morning.
Succotash.
Your favorite blueberry pancakes and succotash.
That's his breakfast.
Yes. Yeah, an extra roll of toilet paper.
You're gonna have a double helping.
Yeah, the mother was a little bit of a
little
bit of a
overbearing.
bitch. Remember how upset she got when Larissa wanted the slot machine that was in the dining room?
Larissa asked shitty though. She asked shitty.
Larissa said that she wanted the slot machine thrown out because there's a slot machine in the living room.
She wasn't
Larissa
very nice.
was ready for it to go in the garbage, and Debbie was extremely pissed.
Larissa was very rude.
Larissa was rude, and she would walk around in her underwear all the time.
I would like that.
I would like that, but my mom would hate it.
So you're a big fat ass.
Imagine live with your mom, and Larissa's walking around with her ass cheeks sticking out all the time. Like, your mom doesn't need to know what her son's tapping, right?
Yeah.
No mother wants to know. But Larissa made it known.
She did.
Yes, she did.
Debbie, did you want Colt and Larissa's marriage to succeed?
I don't hate Larissa. I hate what she's done to
I feel
Colt.
the same about you, Debbie. But of course, when involving her son, she'll take care of him. She'll protect him.
I tried to stay away from them as much as possible to let them live their life.
Yeah.
It's hard though when you're fucking in the same kitchen.
Right. trying to elbow each other out to use the same one frying pan in the household.
Yeah.
Everybody needs eggs.
Larissa pulled a real cunt move yesterday.
She did. You want to go to clip 4? Come on.
I guess I would want to get back with Larissa.
Never say never.
Okay, right. So here we are. We're like, okay.
He said he loves her already.
He did.
He's like, I still love you.
And she said, never say never. And you're like, oh my God. Maybe we're going to see Colt and Larissa get back together.
Even though they're divorced.
They're divorced now, but still, some bonds are just too strong to be broken, right? Right.
So you're not saying no?
No.
What? Are you there with somebody, Larissa?
Okay, stop it, host.
And she looks off.
Stop it, host.
She looks off and smiles at somebody off camera. And this is where again, it's TV, but it's like, you fucking assholes.
Dude, it's exposed later in the show that there's a producer in the room with Larissa. Even though Larissa's joining them on Skype, there's a producer in the room with them.
And this guy has to be mic'd. The other guy has to be mic'd.
Of course the other guy has to be mic'd. So everybody who's making the show is aware. All guests on the show are invited guests.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's what
You're with your boyfriend, Eric, right? Is he listening to this?
He's listening. He's
I'm not.
He's not.
And they pull back and he's sitting right there off camera while she's on the bed.
He's been mic'd.
Yep.
Ready to just jump on.
Ready to jump on.
And they're giggling because...
by the way, I bet he came in recently. He wasn't there the whole time. He came in he probably listened on a monitor, but then came into the room at the very
chair
end.
was waiting for him. Like, okay, go.
Yeah.
So...
Just in case he made any sounds or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
My friend just heard you say you would basically think about getting back together with...
No, I don't say that I want it, but I say that no. So I don't answer. Yeah, no answer.
Dumb smile. Her dumb smile.
She thinks it's funny.
Yeah,
She's like,
she
how
does.
hilarious is this? You were just like, maybe we'll get back together. And I was like, this is the dude I'm fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, and Colt is like...
She should be with me. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, Colt can't be happy. This guy's like, he's in pretty good shape. Good looking guy.
He's in better shape.
He is in better shape.
Yeah. I found him fairly hateable, but...
Yeah.
Of course he's
that's
hateable.
That's the role he's playing.
He's a scumbag.
But I don't know if he is or not. He just met a girl who's divorced.
He's laughing at her ex on TV. Like, ha, I'm fucking this chick. You brought her over here, but now I'm fucking her.
Yep.
Isn't that funny? Like, that's not a nice thing to do. That's very mean.
Probably.
He's a bad guy.
Met her on Tinder.
Of course he did.
That's kind of hitting the jackpot.
Yeah, because now you got this TV
Now
gig
you
out
go.
of
She
it.
was, on Tinder. She was on Tinder. Right?
She's doing the same thing that Jamaican Jay was.
Yep.
Does that mean you're thinking about it?
Are you legally married still?
No, we're not.
Larissa, can Eric pop in for a second?
God.
Where is he?
No, what a spontaneous call by the host. Oh, do you think Eric could just pop in that chair that you're sitting on the
Mike's
bed?
Eric pop in?
Yeah. Would you guys mind sitting on the bed together?
By the way, I love how she's talking into an iPhone, but they have giant cameras that they can put in. Like I don't
and
get
lighting.
it. Yeah, and lighting.
Right.
Time. What am I missing here?
That's not an iPhone that we're seeing. By the way, you're not watching her through an iPhone, I don't think. Does iPhone have that good of connection?
I think it is.
Yeah, good. If you get good internet, I'm sure.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be in the room because she is Skyping in. But yeah, I mean, but there's other full-fledged cameras in there with her for other shots. Yeah.
This is really awkward.
It's coming. Oh my god. Eddie Key!
So can we all just get along? What am I missing, first of all?
You don't know what you're missing, huh?
It sounds like it.
So, Eric.
Colt is
how
bummed
did you-
out.
Yeah.
Colt is bummed out because
Colt is the mayor of Bum City.
Yeah, the body language was not good because when he sat down, he casually put his arm on the bed, but he put it over her entire body, almost like he was wrapping her legs in his arm, and it was like very possessive, like to say, "This is my chick. I'm a good-looking guy in good shape, and this is the girl that I'm with." And Colty was like, "Yeah, we were just because right before you got here, we were just, maybe talking about getting back together. I got her into the country." Just thinking maybe we'd talk about that. I didn't know you were coming.
So he probably thought he could have her back whenever he wanted.
But this dude is there now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that stinks.
Guys first meet?
From the internet. And I'll tell you, actually, I'd gotten out of a relationship, and that day, I messaged her, we matched, and when I met her, I was like, wow.
You consider Larissa your girlfriend, right?
I would say so. Wait, is she not considering me her boyfriend?
Yeah. There was a conversation.
Isn't it so weird, like watching these two like be cute together, and it's like they have no idea.
That's why Larissa's kind of hateable,
right? That everybody else is like, "Oh my God, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen," and these two are just like giggling, like, we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
This is why I feel bad for Colt.
Yeah.
And the
It's
mom,
just shitty.
The mom is just sitting there going like, "I don't know what to do anymore."
I never liked her. We'll get her out of the country, Colt. You won't have to deal with this.
Yeah. And Colt is like, "Do I just sit here with my mom now?"
Yeah.
I mean, his ex is with some good-looking, in-shape guy, and he's with his mom. That's not a good look, man.
No. I like when she blurts out, "I want her deported."
We're going to get her out of here.
Just a few seconds ago, I asked Larissa if she would want to get back together with Colt, and she said never say never.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll have to hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Larissa, how would you describe this relationship that you have?
He's so condescending. Like, he's sitting there talking to the host going, "Lady, I'm not worried." She's not going back to Colty.
Yeah.
And Colty is just sitting there looking like, and
that's why she didn't probably go to New York, because she was with her boyfriend.
Yeah, she's hanging with her dude.
Yeah.
It's not nice.
No.
I believe there's something legally involved where she can't be there.
There might be.
Yeah, it was her third legal trial was coming up.
Oh, no, I know that.
Her third. Assault charges?
Yes.
Yep. I see.
Yeah.
I see. You think Larissa every now and then loses her temper?
Yep.
Yeah.
With Eric, do you consider him your boyfriend?
I consider Eric my boyfriend. He's very sweet. He's hardworking. He's a good partner. When we argue, we make it up like this. We always try to. Yeah.
They're looking at Colt, just staring at the ceiling like, why God? Why has my life ended up this way? She says things like he's hardworking, and she looks at the camera like, unlike you, Colt.
Yeah.
It's
and we
really...
make it up. I mean, he puts up with her shit.
Yeah. Colt's just staring at the ceiling like, I don't know. I wish one of these lights. He's staring right at a light going, please fall down on my head and kill me right now, because this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, humiliating.
Humiliating.
Glad that I got a fixture for you. I went through all the
Fixed her?
Larissa, why are you doing this?
I'm not doing anything.
Yes, you are. Why is he there? Why he has no business there? Why are you doing this? To hurt him?
Shut up. Larissa, you're an ass.
He tells mom to shut up.
He had enough of his mom.
There's no reason for you to be doing this.
That's like what you would do with your significant
You're
other. Like,
hurting
hey,
him.
look, his mom is next to him. His mom's yelling at his ex.
My son is almost obese. And that man's in very good physical condition.
Mom, you're not helping, Mom. Please stop.
His genitals are probably more functional.
Stop it, Mom. It doesn't help at all.
My son is going to be crying all over his own bosoms.
Please, Mom, don't bring up the bosoms again.
Mom, please, I have to talk to her.
Please don't bring up the bosoms. Mom.
My son sits with his feet pointed out and his hands on his knees.
What, Mom? That doesn't. Where does that help the argument, Mom?
Or cult.
It's not in the budget right now. It's not in the budget.
Or cult.
Do you think that was what Colt said to her when she said, "You didn't bring me flowers"? And he was like, "We don't have the budget for it. We have to be smart. We have to make smart choices."
It's not in the budget.
Do you think that she ever hears it's not in the budget from this stud?
Nope.
Nope. You don't mind spending a couple bucks?
You're an ass, Larissa. I poured my heart out to you.
It's not, well, why are you blaming me? You know that's under my control.
My heart out to you, and you're laughing, making fun of me.
No, I didn't.
I used to respect you up until about 5 minutes ago.
You lost her respect.
Oh, they're just mocking the mom. It's just because they're smiling as they're arguing.
They really are. They have dumb. We're gonna fuck right after this smile.
Oh, you think that's what that smile is?
Yep.
Oh no! Do you think Colty and the mom know that they're doing that? That's a fuck smile.
Yep.
Oh no! He goes like this. Hey Larissa, you just lost her respect. Like, oh
yeah, he's hateable.
They couldn't care less. They're talking to poor Colt and Colt's mom like they're not even human beings. Like they're just children.
Well, no, let's go to Amy real quick. I don't understand this anger.
What's up, Amy? Amy in New York.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, Amy.
I cannot stand Pal. I want to send her home with her double chin, and she's nuts.
I mean, she just had a kid.
I don't care. She's a nut job, and I feel bad for Russ.
Well, we like. Thank you, Amy. We like Pow, but she does her role, and that's why we don't really have that many clips of Pow. Is because her and Russ don't really fight so much. Right. Pow just gets involved in the other fights and tells people what they should or shouldn't be doing. Yeah. And I think that's great.
Pow did the when I met her in Dallas.
Yeah.
When I was doing the improv, she did the the ice bucket challenge.
Oh my God, I remember that video.
Yeah.
What a video.
Yeah, she was really nice.
She seems nice.
She's a delight.
We've had her on the show before.
Many times.
When we first started, we had
times, not many, but
we had her on the phone. But we had Russ and Pow in studio when we first started doing this. Yeah. All right, let's get back to poor Colty and his mom not being taken seriously at all.
No.
So, Eric, do you feel threatened by Colt at all?
Absolutely.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. Why'd you have to say that? I'm just kidding. He's like, absolutely. She's like, what? He's like, come on. Larissa looks at him and goes, you're threatened? And he goes, no, I'm not threatened.
Look at me.
What? Of him? No.
Yeah, Eric is hateable.
Like he's looking at he's every high school bully that you ever had to deal with is this Eric character.
And he has one impression to make, though.
That's true.
On this show, so he's like, I'm going for it.
Yeah, he did. He's actually playing his role very well.
He's probably trying to get that spinoff.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, we can shit on everybody if you want. We're always here.
It's not my fault, you know this. And Eric is nice. He's
I don't
here.
care.
He's a good
I don't
guy.
care.
He's very nice.
You're
touching each other the whole time.
Okay, I cannot talk to them.
Larissa,
I cannot talk to them.
You're a monster.
32 years old, divorced. I'm not married. Until they don't calm down.
All I said was I hope you get deported and you're going to go to jail.
I want to film anymore. This is too toxic for me.
I don't want to be here to be betrayed by them. She's sitting with her boyfriend.
She said it's too toxic for her. The other people are too toxic for
I
her.
hope you get deported and get sent back.
You're a monster.
This
When they
conversation.
stop to offend me, I can come back with my boyfriend.
Oh, what a cunt.
And she hung up.
Is he bothered?
No, what are you doing?
He's telling a lot of lies, a lot of things. I don't want to be this anymore. When they come back with respect, starts calling me a lot of things, I will answer.
So she turned off the phone, but this is another thing. Like, she turned off the phone to be dramatic, and then she calls back, she turns it right back on, and then Colt leaves, and then he walks back on.
They all do it.
He starts saying, "Get them off the screen," and they're like, no, we're not going to. It's just like, he's like, "Hey, you, get off the screen," and they're like, no, Colt, how? But the answer's no.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want to cover here.
I guess we could just kind of cover the end. I mean, we don't.
Clip 6 is my favorite.
Oh, I
That's
was thinking clip 6. Okay, clip 6 is this is when. So now Larissa is called back. Colt has walked off. Colt has also come back, but he comes back now and he's saying, "I want Eric off the screen." And Eric is the new boyfriend who's like, "I think I'm going to stay." And that's where we're at.
Listen, listen, I want to talk now. Can I talk, please? Eric, I don't know who you are. I don't care. But I want you off. You're disrespecting me.
What you want, you can't always get, sir.
Who the are you? Get off the screen.
Face the facts. It didn't work.
You're not a part of this, dude.
Do you see Larissa laughing?
Yeah.
She's covering her mouth laughing because he goes, "Who the fuck are you?" Who the fuck are you? He's so mad. He can't control himself.
Don't yell, you're going to get your blood pressure up.
Who the fuck are you? Can you rewind a little bit? Because he goes...
And she does laugh at him.
She's laughing. She's got her mouth covered. He goes, "I want you off the screen." Well, you don't always get what you want. Who the fuck are you?
Who you are, I don't care. But I want you off. You're disrespecting me.
What you want, you can't always get, sir.
Who the are you? Get off the screen.
Face the facts. It didn't work.
You're not a part of this, dude. Get off.
Looks like I am.
And he just has these hateable eyes
and expressions. Yeah.
He goes, looks like I am, and he looks around the room at all the lights and stuff, and then he looks directly into the camera lens as if he's piercing the soul of Colt himself. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? And
she's leaning on his shoulder.
Larissa's leaning on him.
Yeah,
like, oh, my shining white knight.
This is bull.
Okay, hold on.
He's very nice.
Oh, Colt is leaving again.
Watch when Colt stands up. Just go back to his feet.
Oh, he doesn't want that.
Watch how his feet point out.
No. He doesn't want that.
I love how his feet point out.
He's pigeon-toed.
He need no. Pigeon-toed is in.
It's in. Yeah.
He needs arch support.
He points out because there's a lot of balance on the sides. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't want that being pointed out. They go to the sides.
Get him off the thing. I don't want him there.
He has no business being there. Cole didn't bring a girl. This is wrong.
Cole brought his mom.
Yeah, Cole just brought me.
As if that was a good idea.
I'm his mother. I care about him.
Cole didn't bring a girl. Why would he bring you?
Yeah, brought his mom.
What are you doing here? And I just love because he goes like he's telling all the producers. He leaves the sound stage, and he's telling all the producers, get him off the stage. Or get him off the screen. And they're all just kind of looking at him. Like, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're probably just going to leave him there for the time being. It's too good, right?
I won't talk bad about you. Colty.
Oh,
Goldie.
Her dumb smile.
His mom is just sitting there on the couch.
Because Colt thought he was actually going to probably get back with her with this. This is like a reunion.
Yeah. I love it. Rewind just a little. It doesn't matter. The producer just goes up to him and goes, "Are you okay?" Colt goes, "No."
Okay.
No.
He's not. No.
Of course he's not okay.
Poor Colt.
Oh, poor Colt is right.
She does have her court case, though. They I like that they kind of hung in there and finished it up with her court case.
Yeah, do you want to see the court case clip?
Yeah, it's almost, just the very end.
Okay, go to clip 9.
To wrap this up, she goes into court.
And is she in the courthouse? Is there people drilling and hammering?
Yes, there are. The judge.
Because I could hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is from the show, and she has the assault charge, the third one.
I'm here in the courthouse today for my negotiation hearing of this third
And she's still with the guy, Eric.
And I looked up because I was like, is this guy fake? Is this a put on? And I looked up Larissa's Instagram, and he's been on her Instagram for the last 6 months.
Oh, so they've been together for a while.
Yeah, they've been together, I think, since like the beginning of the year based on the Instagram.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
Oh, yeah. But did you know they were in the same room?
No, I didn't see that.
That was a nice little
Surprise.
Nice little how do you do?
So she's not getting back with Colt.
No, this guy's in much better shape and appears to support her much better, too. He seems like he's a little nuts himself.
You have to be.
You have to be.
Yeah.
against code. I don't see him here.
It's in there. You don't need to look at him. You don't need to do anything. Just go in.
I don't know if Debbie and Coach can influence my case, but I think that both are dangerous and they want revenge.
Hey guys.
Hi, Adam.
Hey Larissa, good to see you.
Oh, the
Hi, Adam.
Ericy. She can't help it.
Ericy. Yeah, but I wonder. This is the lawyer Eric, who's slightly. He looks exactly like the boyfriend, except slightly taller and slightly better looking.
Yeah.
So I wonder if now the boyfriend, who's such a shithead, is going, uh-oh, just in case.
No, I don't think she'll fuck the lawyer.
Why?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, the lawyer's got shit to do. He's not dealing with this.
Maybe you're right.
He's just negotiating her down to a misdemeanor.
He doesn't need his life ruined.
No.
I'm Eric.
Okay, Larissa, today's the big day, okay?
Do you think that you have a chance to go to the jail?
I don't know. So it's very important.
So basically, he's just telling her.
It's a fake conversation.
It is, yeah. Do you think they probably say, ask if you're going to go to jail? Do you think I can go?
Negotiation we make today, you go along with those requirements, okay?
All of this may have happened after the case anyway. You don't know when they actually had the conversation.
Oh, like they film it after they leave the courthouse.
After they already know the results.
Yeah.
You
We don't need to see all of it. We can just go to the very, just the very end.
Let's see when Colt shows up.
Yeah, Colt and his mom show up.
I'd like to see
that ass.
Yeah,
that's the issue.
Yeah,
that really is one of the key issues here in this whole thing. That ass has made a lot of men do a lot of things.
Do you think
they
Colt
shouldn't have
misses
done.
it?
Yeah.
You think he's probably had?
She took care of him when she needed to. She rocked his world.
Yeah, but he's probably had a lot of partners that look like that.
No.
Okay.
Alive and they can be deported.
Colt and his mom pull up, of course, the two of them.
Yeah, well, Colt's got to ride in style.
I'm a little cautious about seeing Larissa today. I was really depressed after I came back from the tell-all. It was really hard. I felt like I hit rock bottom.
I hate his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, I mean, with the torso issues that we discussed before, you don't want to put your hands in your pockets because it opens up your jacket and
the hands just kind of flop out like they're half in the fucking.
Because the slacks are tight because of the thigh issue that we haven't discussed yet, but it's similar to the torso issue.
It's good juicy thighs.
He does. He does. A lot of meat on them bones.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she played me, and I don't really want to see her.
Okay, let's go. I would like Larissa to.
I think that she should be executed. The death penalty is allowed, and I think they should execute her.
Oh, Mom.
She gets away with everything in her life, so at this point, I would like her to take responsibility for something.
I think she probably will.
What?
Larissa, I think she'll probably find
I think so, yeah, I think so, too.
I think it's
Absolutely.
Oh, it's just a great show.
So she got to stay. They plead it down to she has to do community service and some nonsense, but she gets to stay.
The moment on this reunion special that really broke Colt was when the boyfriend goes, if need be, I would sell my house and move to Brazil with her. And Colty goes, what's going on? What's going on? Because you realize how real it is.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no.
He lost her.
Yep.
At the end, she says, Colty and Debbie, suck it.
This has been the best of Jim